won't get no won't get no crazy feedback.
I got it.
We're gonna the people already coming and I see. Okay, all right.
Yeah, we
I
coming.
see how it is. I see how y'all be. I see I see how y'all
We
fan
gotta
roll.
let
Okay.
the family coming. They coming to get
I
the
see. Y'all ain't
information.
playing up in here. Good gracious. Y'all done cracked my screen in half. Coming in so fast.
Hey, family, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. I'm gonna let y'all bring the ancestors in because when we talk about anything, I need them wrong in.
I know that's right. And believe you
Word.
me, we're gonna
Yeah.
have the ancestral energy around us tonight because we going
Look, I
in
got
tonight.
the altar behind, so if anybody coming with some juju, baby, you're gonna be jewed out. I'm just letting you know. I'm not coming to play with you. You may lose your life. Don't come up in here with this foolishness, baby,
Yeah,
because you got
yeah.
over here an abatala,
But
uh,
you know, it
whole
ain't
priestess over here,
Easter
baby. You
yet.
got the auditor of the universe, baby. You don't want to play no games with this, and then we got another one coming, and I ain't on it. You already know what it is. So come on
Yeah,
in
you
with energy.
y'all don't even know. Y'all really don't know. Like y'all really don't know what's behind the scenes. But it's all good. It's all good. So well, another beautiful night, what I'm saying, on this beautiful planet. And they try to scare you about all the kind of craziness stuff that's going on in the world, but don't believe it. This is the best time to be alive. You should be happy that you got this contract to come in at this time, because this is what you asked for. And some people say be careful what you ask for, but it's all good. You know what I'm saying? We here, Polka Dot Rabbit Podcast. If you haven't already, please follow, like, and share, because we going in tonight. We gotta spread this information. We gotta break down. We gotta feed the people. Yeah, go ahead, follow, like, share. Come on, share this to all your people,
And share it.
because
Matter
these
of fact,
two
let
cat.
me share while you're on here. Let me share with my people real quick here.
Yeah,
Make
yeah,
sure y'all
yeah.
know what I'm
Because
doing.
we
Share real
finna we
quick.
finna we
Make
finna we finna go in. We are fitting to go in, and I'm so excited to have my beautiful co-host. You know what I'm saying, raising Phoenix here, and the
sure.
good brother Teddy Arrowak,
Teddy
man. You know
Ottawa.
what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. We got it going tonight. So Polka Dot Rabbit Podcast. We are here to um, uplift humanity, but more importantly, we're here to assist in waking the woolly-haired, melanated beings that have been asleep for quite some time that are finally starting to wake up. Very happy to see that. Very happy. Peace and love to all y'all out there. You know what I'm saying? And if you haven't, and yet this is your host, your brozo, Muzosa Ankh Hat, aka your brozo. If you haven't already, please go to polkadot.rabbitpodcast.com, pick up my book, Bicultural Living and Leaving the World of Illusions. Yep, that's me right there. That's me right there. You know what I'm saying? Um, that's it for me. You know what I'm saying? Just give that little intro. I'm gonna let the good ladies first. So I'm gonna get the beautiful sister go ahead and introduce herself. But go ahead, sis.
I'm Rising Phoenix. Um, most of y'all already know me. If you don't, I work in the metaphysics. That's basically it, and I'm just connected to the universe. I'm here doing the assignment. Obviously, I'm a Reiki master healer as well, and I'm just grateful to be here with the God.
Yeah, and one thing is, please don't sleep with the sister right here because she is an amazing teacher, and I am soon to be one of her students. So
Thank you. I'm very honored. I'm looking forward for you coming into the academy. The
indeed, I sure
academy is
am.
busy.
I
The
sure
academy
am.
is very busy right now.
Yes, yes, yes. Y'all need to holler. We're gonna get to that later, but that's all we got there. But go ahead. We got my good brother Teddy Arrowak here. Go ahead, brother. Tell him who you are, what you got going on, please.
All right, I'm Teddy, and I'm just an accountant that woke up. that got the downloads of downloads. Um, you know, I'm part of that early bunch that woke up many years ago but didn't know how to explain it. But then
Mm,
everything else started to come through on the
mm-hmm.
spiritual level.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very easy when I'm looking at things from a other side, on a different perspective. That's what we're gonna do tonight. Is bring a
Mm-hmm.
different perspective of common sense.
Yeah.
You know, because there's plenty of content creators and the Rodhays and all of that, but a lot of us need to be we need to get the information in the most simplistic fashion,
Mm-hmm.
because some of this stuff is a little too much for people,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So, that's the aspect that I'm trying to bring. I'm trying to simplify it for a lot of people so that they don't go a little bit too overboard and they could really get a grasp of what's really going on. Because it's a lot, but we can't
That's
waste
very
anybody's time.
yeah, that's very
Oh,
well
can
needed
we
too,
get to turn
man.
his volume on his phone down a little bit? 'Cause I just hear a little the,
Okay. Teddy, yeah, turn the volume down on your phone so we don't get
the
the
cell
echo. Yeah,
phone.
turn it. Turn
It's
down
just
as
that I
low.
know he has such great information to share. I don't want them to miss any of it.
I know that's right. Yeah, we gotta tweak the technical on the fly, so it's all good. We're
Hey,
gonna
it's
make it
real
sound right.
working in this matrix. That's all right.
Ooh, speak and you started off, sis. You started off because you said the Matrix, right? You said it. And now, you know, the good sister Sophia Stewart said that the Matrix was a documentary. You know what I'm saying? Not it's actually a documentary. It wasn't a movie. It's a documentary. You know what I'm saying? And she also said that Terminator had they all tied in together. So Keanu Reeves was a big time factor in all those in the Matrix films. As also we know that he's the lead man in John Wick. So let's start off. Let's break that down if we can. Whoever wants
Yeah.
to go first, go ahead. Let's talk about that.
I know we said this is about John Wick 4, but I want to do a little quick synopsis and bring you back, right? So Teddy and I, we was like, we're gonna binge watch all of them, right? Because we got to discuss it with what's currently going on, but what's going. And I love, and the reason I wanted to make sure it was he and I is I really feel like, again, I'm all about balance. My eye. You need to have the divine feminine perspective and your divine masculine perspective. Balance is everything. Yes, it's the rays of the matriarch, but the masculine is still so very important. And to me, that's what the John Wick movies was also about, right? So, of course, we know that when he came in, everybody thinks it was just about him and he was trying to get out and he was fighting, about his wife dying and the dog, but there was so much undertone. And Teddy, I want you to kind of jump in with me, right? So it broke down a lot of stuff. It broke down about the blood oath. So when you think about when he was saying that we got the marker, that was the blood oath. It broke down a lot of stuff about the the corruption of the churches. If you notice, a lot of the churches was corrupted, and it was their safe haven. It was not only just that the thuggery was going on, but if you notice when he burnt it up in that first one, it was either the first or second one. He says he didn't care about the money. He says I had tape and his blackmail stuff in there, so they was exposing that. He broke down about the rise of force, the importance of the various women in matriarch, his wife, the woman, the various women, like even in John Wick 2, how he got in the whole killing rampage was the brother was trying to insert the sister, make the matriarch fall and assassinate her, so he had to get in that through the marker. It shows you how um, those you think that are homeless really aren't, because they said we are those that you think that you see that you don't see. The whole financial system, everything was paid in a gold coin. What are we moving to? The gold coin. Even today, I sent to Teddy, I said, I'm looking at the U.S. debt clock, and it's no longer under Federal Reserve. It's moved to the U.S. Treasury. And so those movies were giving a lot of, that's one thing Keanu Reeves movies did was give you a lot of pointers of things that were going on. So I'm kind of ping pong because I don't, I want us to be kind of cohesive, but we're not even on four yet. We're just kind of giving about the series as a whole.
Yep. I mean, if you really break down Keanu,
Mm-hmm.
he been doing this ever since Bill and Ted
Mm-hmm.
with the time machine and the phone book.
Mm-hmm.
So there's things about this whole John Wick situation that has a lot of perspective. Number one, they made it 12 when it's really 13 in real life, right? The top families.
Yep.
So it's letting you know what this world really was.
Mm-hmm.
This is how they got down.
Yep.
You know, the whole thing with the wars and the tanks and all of that stuff was a charade. But the real killing and everything was that was what that was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they try to finesse you with the whole 007 James Bond pick, but this is what they were really doing. Like this is how they got, you know, um who was that president from Libya that
Gaddafi.
Obama
Gaddafi.
Gaddafi,
this
how
is
they
how
get
they did it
Gaddafi.
with Gaddafi,
Mm,
Saddam Hussein. This is it.
Mhm.
This is like they're trying to tell you.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Another part about this that they want people to know in this movie is notice how they operated with gold.
Mhm.
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 There was no paper currency, nothing.
None. All gold.
It was nothing but gold,
Mhm.
you know? And you have that perspective, but then you also have the perspective of throughout the movies, one, for somebody like that character to have friends
Yeah.
in high places. And then he has a storyline of something that he did for them or something that they did. So I don't know if you saw this last John Wick movie, but him was the wife and the dog. Then in the third John Wick, it was Halle Berry, her
Mhm.
daughter,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And then you got this Asian guy.
With his
So you remember how John Wick gave up his finger?
children.
This guy gave up his sight
Mhm. Mhm.
for
Mhm.
his daughter. So they all took hits. Lawrence Fishburne, the big scar on his face, living in the underworld. Get it? I know you're thinking about it, Phoenix.
Mhm.
Because when I thought about, Lawrence Fishburne, and it's the flip
Yep, because it's a flip for real. Yep.
to the matriarch thing, I'm like,
Mhm.
ooh, that's an interesting Olokun character
Mhm.
right there. The
But
underworld,
he was
huh?
at the bottom,
The bottom.
because that's what Olokun sits.
And
Mhm.
and you remember how John Wick was just like, how the hell did you get all the way over here in Europe?
Yes, you did.
And he's just like, yeah,
And then he remember he told him, he said, "You the reason that I changed what I did." He said, "Because of you, I upgraded how I move."
exactly,
It's about the upgrade. Because again, we told you it's a new earth, new level, new season. You can't do the same things like you've always done. If you're doing the same things like you've always done, you're not gonna make it in this new timeline. And that was another thing they were showing in this new John Wick 4. That's what's going on in real time. Like that's why I kind of tagged it John Wick 4 Paris protest. A lot of what's going on is the old timeline I told y'all. Saturn in Pisces, Pluto Aquarius. That's why I discussed the timeline. I, look, is it not March? Is it not what I told y'all was gonna happen in March? When did
all
I
right.
tell you Saturn was going into Pisces March 17th?
Now
Mhm.
here's another drop they gave you.
Mm,
Mhm.
Another drop they gave you is to understand exactly who really is behind Q.
that
Mhm.
part.
And
Mm-hmm.
Q is the women.
Mm-hmm.
That's who you see and put it in all the order numbers.
That part.
The DJ.
Mm-hmm.
Notice how they were all women,
Mm-hmm.
right? Notice how all the men put themselves on the line for a daughter. So the managers got daughters, right?
And even the head managers may have looked white, but who was the forward-facing managers? They looked like us, but wasn't us. So remember they were saying it was black people running things behind pale faces? Because who was
Mm-hmm.
the people that everybody had to deal with? They had to keep going to the first person they saw. Whether when you looked at one, two, or four, it was that black person. And in the second one, it was a woman. But it was always a black face, and they may have had the manager look white like they was running stuff, but the real person running stuff is who they had to go through. They couldn't get to nobody until they
Mm-hmm.
went through that black because that's who really was running the show. They just was looking like they wasn't running the show, right? So they were showing you a lot of codes and keys. But I got one even better for that. Are y'all familiar that the person who's one of the main characters of John Wick, the black actor who I forgot his
That had
character
the
name,
dog.
that no, not the hat the dog that worked with Winston, the one who was behind the counter all the time. Y'all know he died 7 days before the movie came out, right? Okay.
Yep.
Well, let's discuss it. So he died. First of
Mhm.
all, let's look at the number seven. We know all nothing is by accident. He died 7 days before the movie started. He died
Mm-hmm.
March 17th. He was 60, 60 years old. They claimed it was a mysterious death. And on top of that, he had just got casted for the movie with Disney to play Zeus. Who is we know Zeus? Yakub. Who was Yakub in Live? So they was letting us know who was in charge, but it also let you know that again that timeline is dead and it's no longer. So they're taking out even in real time what's going on in the spiritual and the galactic realm. Nothing is by chance and by accident. And if you go look at the astrology of what I told you was going on of when Saturn moved into Pisces, it was lining up right at the time of when he allegedly, mysteriously died suddenly after being named Zeus.
Yep. And then the biggest factor of this is that you're paying attention to the 13 families.
Mm-hmm.
You're paying attention to the Queen.
Mm-hmm.
You're paying attention to the Vatican.
Mm.
And then these scumbag presidents that they call paleface, but they were really black, right?
Right, right.
But nobody was paying attention to those scumbag French.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody was paying attention to them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hmm.
in this John Wick 4,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
you got the monarchs
Yep.
that took over when
Mm-hmm.
Keanu took out the big dog.
Yep.
Did you notice how that crew, they're all like giants?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's like 6'4", 6'5".
Hmm. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're all super tall.
Mm-hmm.
And then notice how when he was going after the other big dog with the gold teeth,
Yep.
he was a monster at himself. Get it? I thought that was a very interesting flip on it. When he started getting at him, I was like, oh, big boy got moves.
And then
Not
remember,
like
he took
not
that
like
gold tooth at
talented
his mouth
moves,
too.
more like superhuman moves.
He was not human. It was not just no big regular tall guy.
Hmm.
And what I also noticed, Teddy, when I look back, because we were kind of doing our research, look at every John Wick movie. That's always a really super tall type of person that looks very unnatural, very very
Unnatural.
unnatural. Like not just regular 7 foot tall. They were giving up the whole time.
He's been trying to give us that.
Hmm.
He's been trying to give us that through his movies.
Hmm.
Because
And
he's
then he,
tall also.
yeah,
And
but
he's a
and they,
weirdo too.
yep,
But
He
but it isn't he also like he has some native lineage too, doesn't he? From what I read, Keanu.
yeah, he's half Japanese.
Japanese. Hmm.
Oh, it's Japanese. Okay, okay. I thought
Yep.
they somebody said he was
And
And
that's
if
came
you
from a
look
Native
at,
why
American tribe.
he snuck that in with 47
Mm.
Ronin.
Yeah, I remember that.
So when you
That
watch
was a dope film.
47 Ronin,
mhm,
that was on some
That's what they said. That
Anunnaki
was the big.
shit.
Yeah, that was the big thing. That the fact that he was a half breed.
yep,
That was
Yeah.
on some Anunnaki business right
Hmm.
there.
that part. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
And nobody caught that.
Mm.
So
So
that's why
you were
when I was watching this one,
so y'all saying that like the superhuman tall beings would have been like the giants in the film, the film,
Yeah, like how the Anunnaki
or
came down
just
here
the
and slept with
okay.
they slept with them. Remember when
Yeah, yeah,
they
yeah, 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 yeah,
Bible,
yeah.
they slept, they came down here and slept the gods
right,
Except with all
and
the
laid
women.
amongst men
Genesis 6
and
verse 4.
procreated.
right.
Yeah, they.
Now the top and the head of the families,
Mm-hmm.
the way they have them set up, how they're all out in the desert and everything,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
that's a King Solomon flip.
Yeah.
Because you notice that's how the movie started.
Yeah.
Yep,
You see
that's
what
a
I'm
King
saying?
Solomon flip
Hmm.
right there. That's to show you they're going back to those traditional old ways.
Hmm.
That's why the white old man,
Mm.
that was a puppet master as well.
Yeah.
And notice how
Yeah.
arrogant he was in the whole movie. They kept saying, "You so arrogant. Don't let remember consequences,
Hmm.
consequences." And what's going on in Paris? Consequences. What's going on here in the United States? Consequences. Even in Paris right now, they are burning. They're used to having their Eiffel Tower, and even if you look, even where they would do those different calls, it looks like it's coming from an Eiffel Tower type of building. They have their
Hmm.
food burning up. People are dumping trash. They are
Hmm.
having a whole Robin Hood situation going on where they are cutting the lights out of the rich and the politicians. They're turning it on to
Yeah.
the poor and the elderly. That is Napoleon. Because who did he try to go against? Haiti. You see what I'm
Eddie.
saying?
Yep.
So their
Yep.
chickens have come home to
To
roost.
roost. Yep.
That's exactly
Yeah,
what.
it's definitely a clue with that Eiffel Tower. That's why they were running the whole set throughout the
Mhm.
Hmm.
movie there, so that they could give you focus. Like, yeah,
I don't know if y'all looked into this part because I remember old boy that's in John Wick, like the head cat. He was the same head cat that was the what's the name in American Gods, right?
Yes, he was Odin. He
Yeah,
played
Odin.
Odin,
Yeah, he was
Odin.
the
Odin.
god Odin.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
see,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and Imma tell
Mm-hmm.
you the interesting thing about American Gods.
Mm-hmm.
They American Gods went 4 seasons. You know when did they take it off? When did they start? When did they decide not to renew American Gods?
When old boy did that,
When he
who
did
was
that
he?
skit,
Yeah,
No,
the skit. Who was he?
no, no.
I can't.
That's when they took him off. When
real
did
good
they
Oh, it
decide?
actor.
took him off. Oh,
When
that's
did
right.
they
You're right. It
decide
was
to
after the fact.
cancel
Yeah,
American
you're right.
Gods?
When?
When the Orishas came on. They was giving
That's
too much
right. That's right. That's
information.
right. I
When
remember
they
now.
brought these
Yeah,
Orishas on in season 4,
Yep,
they
you're
took
right.
that shit
yeah.
off,
Yep,
period. It said, "You giving too
yep.
many poses." When they brought Shango and they was bringing about
That's it.
Oshun,
I remember.
and they was
Yeah.
bringing those Orishas in, and they was bringing up what was allegedly slavery, where they was bringing that weight in the
Mm-hmm.
water was not
There's a
talking about no
writer.
damn weight in
Yeah.
the water, but what really weighed in the water went, that was
One of
he was
those
told,
writers.
Mm-hmm.
One of those writers is Eva.
and then
Mm.
That's
Had
why.
to be. Had to be.
But they
Yeah.
didn't know.
Yeah.
and then
They
they had
didn't know.
Wale.
They
They snuck it
thought
in.
they didn't know. They didn't know who was watching. Like, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Who's on that staff? No, just shut
Yeah.
the whole damn thing down.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Just
Yeah. I
shut it
could
down.
completely see that.
But yeah, he
You
played
know
the
what I'm
god
saying?
Odin to answer your question, and we
Yeah.
know who Odin represents because again, they keep changing names, just like where they try
Yeah.
to change from Oshun to Ishtar to Diana to Venus. They always try to flip and change
They
the name.
whiten and they change the names.
That's
That's
it.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
washing
no,
it down.
so yeah, and I'm sure I think sis, uh you saw the post I just did with Israel, you know what I'm saying? Because the funny thing is like you got it's like you got to go to TikTok to see the you know what I'm saying
Real
you
stuff
know
going on.
because good gracious man they be
Isn't that
killing it over
something?
there man you
That's
know what
why
I'm
they want to
saying
ban it. That's why they want to take it off. There's too much good
man
news
yo
going on.
that clip that I posted today about Israel and seeing I've never seen anything like that in my life, yo. Like especially from Israel, I've never seen nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because they
Israel
But
is
figured
you
out
but
the
you
truth.
said that, sis. You said that. You said March. You broke it all down that time we were on the phone at the gym. You said, listen, so blah blah blah. You get dates and everything. I'm just sitting
I
there
did.
looking at this. I'm like, God dang, she.
And what I was like, no, is this just the appetizer? I said, listen, and I got one even better because speaking of
Hmm.
whether it's John Wick, whatever, right now, and I've been mentioning it, all of the planets, well, at least the war planets, are in feminine energy. Mars, which is the war planet, actually
Hmm.
transited into Cancer, which is a feminine energy. And I kept telling y'all, listen, I've been trying to help people. Y'all may want to keep your goddesses happy. Like I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm
Hmm.
literally not playing. And I'm saying this to really literally help people because the goddesses, not just here on this planet, but in the other planet realms, are in our war energy. Venus, which deals with not only your love but your money, is in Taurus. That's Oshun. Pallas Athena, that's a whole planet of just warrior goddess. Juno, which is the feminine energy. Everybody likes to talk about Jupiter. So yes, Jupiter's in
Hmm.
Aries, but Juno, which deals with money, is the feminine planet, is in her war energy, and she's in the feminine energy. So a lot of the energy is in the feminine energy. And if you look at it, and we're talking about Kiana, whether we're talking about John Wick 4 or even the last Matrix 4, notice the number
Yeah.
4,
Yeah. For
what was
again.
Matrix 4
Yep.
about? All the other Matrixes have been about, him, Neo.
Hmm.
Matrix 4 was about Trinity because the
Trinity. Yep.
Matriarch had to be risen. So he's been
Hmm.
trying to give people the information, like you've been saying all along.
But
Hmm.
what's the main why?
Mhm.
When you break down from 47 Ronin, The Matrix, and John Wick, what was the common why? He's trying to get the hell out the system, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
He's trying to
Yep.
get
He's
out.
trying to leave. Yeah. He's trying to leave. He's trying to leave.
And that's the thing that people got to look at. Like, bro, this guy died
Mm.
trying to get out the system
Yeah.
many times. Matrix, John Wick, take your pick,
But the
fighting the system,
find the system.
trying to get out.
Hmm.
That
Yeah.
was the whole focus of this is getting out.
Hmm.
So, when you hear brothers like Rod Hazen, he's just like, man, I want to go John Wick in this, but Big
Mhm.
Mama's telling me, nah, I'm gonna have to do it with the wits.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
guess what? People tried that way and it doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work. Yeah,
And
because it's
see,
a spirit. It's spiritual warfare. This is the spiritual warfare as opposed to just the physical.
Now people sit there and they're like trying to put the pieces together and they're looking at it on hindsight.
mhm, mhm,
But this
Hmm.
is what I like to tell people all the time.
mhm.
I said, y'all got to read the story instead of paying attention to the glory, because that's what happens. So when you think about this whole spiritual war, it begins with the woman.
Yeah.
What happened?
Mhm.
Oh, the black
Mhm.
money magic spell. Well,
Mhm.
what does that have to
Mm.
do with the women? Oh, I'll
Yeah.
tell you how.
Mhm.
The fact that they had the audacity to wait until she was in a messed up mental
Yeah.
capacity,
Dilapidated state. Yeah.
as well as the father, and made you sign that oath
Mm.
Mhm.
for the children, the birth certificate,
That
and
Mhm.
the
part.
social
Yeah.
security number.
Yeah.
That's what that is,
And
you
it's
know?
interesting, y'all was saying about he was wanting to get out. And,
Mhm.
even to the point that he was dying because how you saying he wanted to do John Wick style. Of course, I was talking about I have memories of my various lives
Mhm.
because, that's how it was. But the thing is the getting out is realizing who you are. Even with everybody said we move into the gold thing,
Yeah.
that's still, even to me, I feel temporary because if people knew that I keep trying to tell y'all, you are the currency. If
Mhm.
you really understand, overstand, like how you can't put a price tag on me. You can't put a price tag on if I know how to heal myself. You can't put a price tag on if I know how to pull my Akashic records. You can't put a price tag that I can sit right here from my couch and I can assassinate you in the spirit. I mean, and it can affect you in the physical. And I ain't got to move one step. That's why at the top of those temples they kept saying, know thyself. You got a lot of people that sitting around here and they don't know thyself. But because they were coming down here and these Anunnaki needed this gold because they were trying to mine and do all this stuff, people are so like slave minded on currency that they have to have something physical. But if it was just about the physicality, then why is it that these people are spending their money for our attention?
Yeah.
Because you again are the currency. And I'm
Exactly.
gonna keep repeating that because once people really get that in their head, they'll change the way that they look at money. Because
I always I always think about like the big events like Super Bowls and all that kind of stuff, and just like if you understand, how to harness and how to utilize energy once you bring it all
Mhm,
together. I mean, look how powerful that is. That's you just said all that currency.
that's us.
You know,
We're
you know what I'm saying?
currency.
Exactly,
I mean,
exactly. You
people
know
are
what
working
I'm
because they're trying to pay their light bill. They're trying to think they need to buy food out there. Once you have a seed, you never have to go get food because you can plant, you can trade, you can barter.
saying?
We never really had to pay for energy because we used to, they harnessed it and just kept it from us and made us slaves. That's what people in Paris right now are
Hmm.
showing you. They took
Yeah,
their power back. The people in the
yeah,
United States are on people choosing to stay slaves.
yeah.
Everybody else around the world, from Africa, from
Hmm.
Israel, from
Hmm.
every Paris, hell, everybody has
Hmm.
awakened and says, we're not going to be in your slave
Yeah,
system no more. We ain't picking up no damn trash. We're not going to work. We're not going to
exactly.
school. Forget your bank. We're not doing nothing because they realize they are free.
But
We're the
here's the
only people
deal.
that have like to get comfortable and don't want to be free. They say they want to be free, but people
Yeah,
really don't want to be free. People like to be comfortable. Like,
yeah,
The
yeah,
let's
yeah,
thing
just
yeah,
call
about
yeah,
it
it
being
yeah.
is,
Hmm.
we were already wealthy.
free. Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Hmm.
That's how the spell worked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Because they
exactly.
squatted your inheritance.
Hmm.
What they did was, this is why they throw the monopoly board in the mix of it.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, what they did was this: you got a monopoly board, and they're the bank,
Hmm.
and you see your name
Mm-hmm.
on those greenhouses and hotels. However, they have the greenhouses and the hotels,
Mm-hmm.
and they're literally giving us fake money,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and we're going around this board
Hmm.
over and over again. And y'all remember when y'all were good at Monopoly?
Mm-hmm.
You brought your pad out. All right, player, we gonna be here till 5 in the morning. You think you're gonna get it back? All right. You owe me like 15,000, and you got your nice little book there, and that's what they did.
Yeah.
Your car note, your mortgage, and everything.
Hmm.
You started on the negative. They fooled
Hmm.
you saying you gotta operate in debt,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
look at your birth certificate. It's a bond.
Hmm.
So when people are thinking, All right, so they got our gold and silver and all this stuff. That's the deal they made. Well, it's your God given inheritance.
Mm-hmm.
It was already given to you by God.
Mm-hmm.
The gold was always here, the silver was
That's it.
always here.
Mhm.
So, how do they manage and calculate it? How much of your inheritance as a living God on the land
Mm,
or goddess,
Mm-hmm.
how do they calculate that in the variable?
mm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit, that's right.
Mhm.
Because we're real estate property.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So, your birth certificate is a living deed.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you have to get a living estate trust and put it in
Mm-hmm.
there.
Yeah.
See,
And
they
so
miss these
your birth
little,
certificate lets you know that you're the property. I mean, that you're the currency, because
they,
Currency.
they, they
it's
miss
a
these things.
reason that they was able to become one of the biggest
Hmm.
nations off of our birth certificate. That
Yep.
Yeah.
alone lets you know you're the freaking currency.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
That
how
that's
do
it.
I know that I got $1 billion worth of credits in the treasury?
Mhm.
Oh, that's because I was a 10.5 pound baby, weighed
Mhm.
on a scale in grams of gold.
That's right. Mhm.
Bingo.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Also, mine, not
Mhm.
my mother's,
Mhm.
my placenta, which was the second birth.
Mhm.
You get it?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
My straw man
Yep.
that was alive for 5 minutes before it died after being
Mm-hmm.
cut off from the umbilical cord,
Mm-hmm.
the birth without a brain.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's my birth certificate.
The
So
Wizard of Oz,
that
if
was,
I only had a
yeah,
brain.
that was
Wizard of
also
Oz. Yep.
Wade.
Follow the yellow brick
If
road.
I only had a brain. That one.
That was also Wade. So that's how you go from death to life. And they put that secret in the Old King Bible Testament, Old King James.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the biggest decode that Trump threw out you
Yeah.
when he stood in front of that burnt down church in DC and he held that Bible up. Y'all better get to that.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to Phoenix earlier today. I said, you know, one of the most gangster things that Trump said to let us know
Yep.
that we weren't crazy,
Yeah. Yeah.
that there really were some powerful demons
Mm-hmm.
living underground,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody clowned him for this.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder if you remember this. During the press conference, he said, "Hey, hey, hey, lady, hey,
Mhm.
people are dying that have never died before,"
Mm. 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 Mhm.
and everybody was clowning him for saying that.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like,
Mhm.
do they even know what he just said?
Talking about them adrenochrome labs. He's
Mm-hmm.
talking about all those people and stuff how they've been
The truth is
burning.
stranger than fiction.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
Yep.
He was dropping all. They hate, but see, he always been a gangster. He ain't never been studying me
Oh
since
yeah.
he was
Since day one.
born.
now
He was a freak.
back to the slime with the John Wick 4. You remember in this one,
Mhm.
you had the managers from New York and then Lawrence Fishburne, and they're all these managers, even the one from Japan
Mhm.
that had the daughter that avenged, the father's death in the
Mhm.
end.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They were all saying the same thing. It was the same argument, like,
Mhm.
so what you gonna do? You gonna kill them all off? They already got another replacement.
Mhm.
And I was like, damn,
Mm-hmm.
maybe that's what's been going on for 400 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it
Recycling.
sure as hell, yeah, because if you piggyback from Rod Hayes,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
he's like, every time somebody came up
Something came up.
to
Yep.
be the
Another.
chief,
Mhm.
they'll take him out.
Take them out. Yep.
But and if you look at the movie too, remember when they was like destroying um, the buildings or whatever their safe havens? Look at the movie. Go and look at John Wick 4, and then go look at the news, almost in real time, like Israel, like could be posted or Paris. They're showing you that this system is dement. They knew it. It's literally a miracle. They're showing you in movie what was getting ready to go on in real time. Because I'm telling you, these people have astrology. They knew what was going on. It's not by accident the date that they released it. You see what
Yeah,
I'm saying? They know what's going on.
yeah,
They're very well aware that their time is up. They could not get another extension. They got that last 100
That's
years,
it.
and
Yep.
that shit was up.
yep.
Yep.
Serious. Shit was
They're
up.
yeah. They started their They started their that
And where did
scam
hit?
was
But
that
where was the first one that it hit? New York. What's
New
New
York.
York? The banking system, the New
Banking
York
system.
Stock
Yep.
Exchange. What was the next
Hmm.
one that hit? Was it Rome?
Was
Where
it?
they knocked it down? They're letting you know in real
Hmm.
time what's getting knocked out. I'm telling you,
Mm.
Yeah,
they're letting you know because they said it's like and it crashed down. They're letting you
Yeah.
know in real time what's going on. He said they talking heavy because it's free. They said they don't want. Hey, it'll be
They
clear on the
they
replay.
cracking it. They cracking the net.
Hey,
because
if
they
That's
don't,
it's
they
how they
still
don't,
do the.
cracking,
they,
That
they
ain't
don't,
nothing
they,
new. That
they
ain't
don't,
nothing
they
new.
don't like, they don't
Get
like it
used
when I
to it.
talk about the birth certificate and the placenta. They don't like that.
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
don't
They
like
don't
Yeah.
none
like
of
that.
it.
That gets them
But guess
real
what? It
nervous.
don't matter because it's still over with.
So okay. So we and I could see like the mirror. I could see the the connection, John Wick, and I definitely see that going with Paris. But can we start to move forward to the fall of the UK? You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
And Britain. You know what I'm saying? Because we already know people always want to talk about the Holocaust and all these different things like that. The UK and the British have been doing Holocausts like they got so much blood in their hands that the whole ocean over what I'm saying is flooded with blood. All the blood that they have on their hands. Let's talk
I'll
about
bring
them.
this up with UK. What's going on right now with the BRICS nations? Who
Yeah.
all has the UK been? First of all, let's back it back.
Okay.
Last year, all the various different countries who was like, we don't want to be under you no more. They had started already losing their power. We know that she had been gone. So they had already lost their power and their dominance. So we know it's not just the UK, because if you can't just say UK, you got to say
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
UK, US, Vatican, because
Yeah.
it's the United States.
They
It's
all
all
connected.
yeah. That's why the money and the dollar is gone. So it's that. And then you notice the things that they didn't want Gaddafi to do is already being done in real time, which is it's a big. If you go Google United Africa, it's a whole thing of uniting one currency
Yeah.
that's going on. And the person who happened to be the adult in the room, not that I necessarily trust them, but it's the Chinese.
Chinese. Yeah.
But it's important to bring it up because the people we've been dependent upon as a nation has been Mexico, who's joining them
Mm-hmm.
because of NAFTA, stop
After.
playing.
Yep.
And then Chinese, because they were sending everything over because of cheap labor, which is what? Child labor, child trafficking, everything. The chickens are coming home to roost.
Yeah. Yep.
Well,
Dominoes falling down.
Hmm.
we're talking for centuries.
Mm-hmm.
Just like John Wick movie,
Mm-hmm.
for centuries, the Chinese mafia
Hmm.
have been trying to be the world trade currency.
Yeah, they have.
Mm.
It's all about the world trade currency.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was the central banking system,
Mm-hmm.
meaning if Brazil wanted to trade with Africa, they had to do it in US dollar.
Yeah.
That's where you got the UN and NATO involved with
Mm-hmm.
that. Get it? So when it comes to all the treasuries around the world through this central banking system, now you understand why every police department has a separate secret locker room for UN soldiers. Everybody has a specific FEMA and everybody has a specific IRS.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's just been the game. It's like the octopus, so many tentacles, right? So the US dollar is being tanked.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like it's fiat, it's fake, it's over.
Fake. Yep.
And then you've seen certain countries in Africa, Uganda or
Yep.
Zimbabwe.
Yep.
Oops. Hey
Yep.
guys, we just found 500 million
Hmm.
tons of gold.
Tons of gold.
How
Yep.
Hmm.
about that?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
Hmm.
we're not going to talk about how we ransacked the Pope and took
Mm-hmm.
43 quadruple trillion in assets.
Good gracious.
That
Because
means
that was what
all
all
the
twenty
land
something.
from the Queen and the Vatican,
Hmm.
all of the land deeds, they took it.
Mm.
That's why they took the crescent off of Buckingham Palace.
Yeah. Yep.
That's why Rome they blew it up, and then they blew up the domes underneath.
Mm-hmm.
There was fire ablaze. They got rid of all of that.
Yeah.
So all of the spells that they had on the divine feminine were
Mm-hmm.
released.
Mm-hmm.
They had her essence, Cleopatra.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So they were harnessing her energy,
Mm-hmm.
and they had
Mm.
this female Baphomet
Mm-hmm.
gargoyle that's like 9,000 years old
Mm.
that was in the basement
Yeah, I have heard
of the
about that. Yeah.
Vatican.
Mm-hmm.
They finally got
So
rid
can
of
you
that.
tell me what the real Baphomet is? Because people don't hear what is the Baphomet. Because we don't know that that's the woman's uterus, is what it looks like. Like that's what a lot of people don't know because they flipped it. So break that just down for them.
hmm So now we're in a situation where you got Mexico, you got Brazil,
Mm-hmm.
and they're doing this whole BRICS thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's China, and then there's the CCP. The CCP is deep state, the cabal,
Okay.
right? That's why Trump said when it comes to China, we recognize this particular area, but we don't recognize the CCP.
Yeah.
And that was for that reason,
Mm-hmm.
right? But on the flip side, you got to look at countries like Japan
Mm-hmm.
that been outsiders looking in, and they just found 10,000 islands
Mm,
out of
sure
nowhere.
did.
Out of nowhere. Yep.
Out of
Well, it
nowhere,
ain't
they
out of nowhere. The
just
veil has been lifted.
Yeah.
Like, let's discuss
Exactly.
what's really going on.
Exactly.
It
Yeah.
ain't out of nowhere. The veil, because we're in the age of Aquarius. The veil is.
Mm-hmm.
and there you have it. So in the end, and that's why it's part of my mission is that I gotta really figure out how we're gonna simplify this and let these women know what time it is when it comes to these birth certificates of their children.
Okay. So it's very interesting to me because I remember, I don't want to veer too far off this, but I need to talk. I think it's perfect to talk to both of y'all about this. Kind of dealing with like when Mami Wata and the Sybil, and because it's all divine, with the divine feminine. And coming back to the point in which we have a good example of a sister, the different sisters that are embracing that energy. How is that? What is the importance? Could you break down the importance of that mindset and that how the Sybil was in today in bringing that and resurrecting that in these women today.
Well, one is to address what's suppressing them the most.
Hmm.
They have to know the codes of all of these biblical books
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
have suppressed them.
yeah.
They have to understand that the doctor was the voodoo priest.
Hmm.
Come on
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
And the
The
water was
whole
being used during the birthing
What
process too.
priestess?
we had no business
Mhm,
mixing technology with
mhm.
the birthing process.
That's it.
Mm,
Like when you really sit down and you tell a mother and everything, like, um, mom, you, you really thought you needed to go to the hospital to give birth?
yeah,
Well, Teddy,
yeah,
I have one even better than that. It doesn't even start just during the birthing process. They get with the mother during what? Prenatal visit. The
yeah.
whole whole thing starts the
Whole
moment
process.
that she first finds out when she's going
Hmm.
to those prenatal visits. And now they're, because even from times have changed from when I gave birth, because my children are going to be 20 and 18 to now, that we want to run tests on people. We need to do this. We need to do geneticists. We need to do this.
Hmm.
What
Hmm
they're trying to find out is they know that our bloodlines are very sacred, right?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
know, trust me, when they were saying, oh, we give you a test for $50, 23andMe, Ancestry.com, they have figured out the sacredness. They have where they're trying to do these different ultrasounds and all this stuff. See, the true doula, right? So let's break down what the real version of doulas were,
Hmm.
because it's a spiritual thing. It was colonized as well as used against us, like he was saying, from voodoo, almost like serpent in the rainbow, where they used it during just the birthing process to usurp our authority as matriarchs. But we would be with the moms and with the babies, and we would keep them relaxed. We would do different spiritual things. We'd make sure they had their different baths. We would know their various different gifts. we would work with them. We would, of course, be there during the birthing process. After they had the babies, we would be there with them. It wasn't all of it post, just that post depression that they go through now. So they started not just even at the birthing, they really started with us at those 4 and 6 weeks when you first was finding out. This came
Mm-hmm.
started way earlier. Now probably the
Yeah.
paperwork part of it to take our money started at the birthing process, but the voodoo of it all started the moment we started going to those doctors. The
Mm-hmm.
moment we found out we were pregnant.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
Because you have
because
to
you
understand
you
anything
take it back
before
to the original war, right?
right. Because anytime
You
you
got to
start
flip
giving
it.
them your energy, like your urine, your hair, your skin, anybody will tell you who's a practitioner, you don't give
Yeah.
them your personal
You don't give 'em
stuff.
none of that.
And
Yep.
'cause it
So
amplifies the spell.
let's
Mm-hmm.
simplify it. Throughout history,
Mm-hmm.
right? First things first, women. All of the pharaohs were female.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
That's one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, the answer to the riddle is us men are the egg,
Mm-hmm.
you women are the chicken, and the chicken came before the egg.
So yeah.
That's it.
Two X chromosomes as opposed to X and Y, less genetic material.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So now, the same thing that we got this energy about getting lawsuits and everything for the jab,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
or any of those medications that
Mm-hmm.
causes defects, even cigarettes with the tobacco
Yeah.
lawsuit. I say sue the living daylights out of the whole medical industry on epidurals.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That was a crime against humanity, if you ask me.
Yep.
Okay, the whole birthing process was BS.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, now from an accounting perspective, if you really understood accounting 101, right? There's accounts receivable and accounts payable. Remember how we had the ledger?
Hmm. Hmm.
Both sides had to be equal
Balance.
to
Yeah.
balance out
Hmm.
to zero.
Mm-hmm.
They left the women on the accounts receivable side,
Mm-hmm.
the debt side,
Mm-hmm.
because any father that skipped out of child support would tell you it's because he got the certificate of live birth of the kid
Hmm.
before he could be placed on child support. Because the certificate of live birth is the estate.
Yep.
So that's the claim of the estate, and the woman doesn't get that.
Mm-hmm.
So you add that up. Women not getting paid as much.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Then they set you up with the whole Section 8,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
right? Then they really give you the spin with the money thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the point of the black money magic spell.
Yeah.
Let me get a whole lot of money so I could do whatever I want with the women. The strip
Mm-hmm.
clubs, the
Mm-hmm.
music, the
Damn.
culture. What a mind job. So when you really think about it, we over here complaining about being called a nigger.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones that's been the most suppressed.
Yeah. Without a doubt.
Beaten, brutalized,
Rape,
kidnapped,
murdered.
human trafficked. Then they take the kids.
Hmm.
Let's not even get started on how they set them up when they were trying to integrate the Africans, the little 500 slaves that they
And you're
brought
right. Yeah,
over
they use
here.
the maiden name. They
Yeah.
did.
So
Yeah.
they turn around and they blindfolded them.
Mm-hmm.
That's why so many people are messed up in like Baltimore, Philly, in those areas because
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
they were mixed breeding them.
That's
They
Mm-hmm.
it.
blindfolded them so dad didn't know if he was mating with his daughter or not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All those psychological things. I was on the mansion in Franklin, Tennessee. Andrew Jackson was not no white boy.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
How do I know? It's because the way his house slave, the way his tombstone was set up in his backyard,
Mm-hmm.
was like somebody who loved them too much,
Mm.
you know? And the fact that the state of Tennessee keeps that mansion tip top so everybody could see that,
Mm.
they're really taking a jab at the Memphis boys
Mm.
to say that, by the way, we know the truth and we know that we were slaves in Virginia.
Yeah.
Yep, yep, because that's where they were at. Mhm.
Yeah.
So, you get what I'm saying?
Mm.
So, imagine all of these light skinned Saxon women
Mm.
because now when you start to think about the real compass, what's north is south and what's south is north, right?
Mm.
And what's east is really west, right? So, who won the Civil War again?
Mhm.
The
Supposedly the
North.
North did.
But we don't know who the North really
North
is.
was. Yeah.
Mhm.
The North is us. What's the proof that the North is us? Who's the most financially dominating tribe in the world? The Florida Seminole tribe.
Mm.
And they got every single Hard Rock casino in the
Mm.
world.
Sure do. And it's a map from 1904 that's out of St. Louis, Missouri.
Like,
It shows the original compass and map of the north and south flipped and the east and west. It's hard to find, but there still is an original map of how it originally was before they changed.
so you want to talk about some John Wick shit?
Mm.
I used to be a driver for Floyd.
Mm.
You want to see families? Oh, go ahead and go to Vegas.
Mm.
The Russians, they got the Bellagio, they got the MGM Grand, the T-Mobile Arena, the Aria, the Cosmopolitan, the Velda. That's them.
Mm.
So if you ever been in Vegas, you ever wonder
Mm.
how those malls and
Yeah.
those little things are just magically connected?
Connected. Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah,
all the
that's
artwork, all
them.
that.
That's them.
Yeah.
That's them.
That makes sense.
And then Caesar's Palace is another family.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Hard Rock is
Yeah.
the Seminole.
Mhm.
And Las Vegas is
Mm.
sovereign territory.
It is.
Yeah.
And I've seen it.
Mhm.
Those boys go out there and gamble in gold and silver too.
Yeah.
So it's always been around us, but it's like in the Matrix, unfortunately and
Yo,
embarrassingly,
but they
they're
put
talking
that
about
they
us when they say be living with the animals.
Yep.
yeah, but
Follow
they
the
put
rules
it
or
in there
live
in the
with the
Godfather
animals.
too. They put it in the Godfather too. If you watch the Godfather, getting up to everything you're talking about with Vegas, they didn't, they didn't have all the other families, some of the families you talk about, but they break down the foundation, everything you talk about in the Godfather.
That's
That's
right.
crazy. Yep.
And
Because
speaking of that,
that's how they do it.
yeah. And like with John
Because
Wick, kind of going back on that, they showed that even in the movie when with all the various different key players. If you look at it, it
right.
was based off families. It's they kind of
Because
had like
we're
that.
living in debt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're in that system, the de facto
Mm-hmm.
system.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the fact. Mm-hmm.
We're getting with this age of Aquarius into the de jure system.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We're way past bank accounts at this point.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's called acquisitions now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Where you are the bank.
we are the bank.
Yeah. The
It's to the
currency.
point
Yeah.
where everybody's gonna have their 5 or 6 acres. They're gonna have to build that big
Exactly.
ass safe
Exactly.
underground.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Yep.
gonna have to have it
Have that
physical,
land. Have that real estate.
right? And
Yeah.
it's definitely not over. It's gonna be some stuff,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
believe me when I tell you,
Mm-hmm.
they already did it. Even with Haiti, they already
Yeah.
did it. They're just getting rid of that whole political party business with those dirty families down there, and they gotta let
Yeah.
them
Yeah.
handle
Yeah.
that on
Yeah.
their own.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
trust me when I tell you, they got like
Trust
a
me.
trillion. They got like $1 trillion worth of gold. They already sent that back.
Mm.
They've been sent that back.
So if okay, if you don't mind talking about Haiti, you know, like because I'm looking at I saw the brother barbecue down there, right?
Hmm.
Um, doing this thing. And I'm sitting there looking at, just from what I know about Haiti, just from, being there and the people around me talking about it. It's like, all these people in the office are corrupt. And even when a one cat that got off and when he was trying to say something about the jab, you know what I'm saying? But then you have
The
somebody in the
president.
streets,
Yeah,
yeah, the president, yeah, yeah.
they
You
took
got
him
somebody in
out.
the streets that's saying like, no, bump all them cats up there. We got to do it the right way. So it would make sense that the brother barbecue is on the right side, correct?
So
Here's the
let me ask you
situation.
this:
Hmm.
what was the what happened? Because it's like, remember, he's been telling you it's been the cleanup, right?
Oh yeah.
So nobody's gonna leave here with
Uh-huh.
blood or dirt on their hands. As much as we love the character John Wick,
Uh-huh.
even he died in the movie. Why? Because he had blood on his hands. It's a
Yeah.
cleanup going
Tons
on
of it.
right now.
Yep.
You get what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Hmm.
Everybody, even if you just say for the post credit scene, like the little Asian guy, he got. It's too much blood on people's hands. If you did
Yeah.
anything,
Yeah. Yeah.
you got to pay
You got
the
to pay.
price.
Yeah.
That's what's
Yeah.
going on. Like they showing you in real time
Yeah.
what is going on. It was too much. Even if you had a good heart and you meant to try to do the right thing, or you would think you was doing to protect your family, it didn't matter what was your purpose. You thought if you had blood on your hands, and they were showing even the most beloved character that the whole movie was named after, got.
Well, you know what? Let's put a different twist to this, right?
Hmm.
I'm not gonna do the karma thing with John Wick for the sake of that was their culture.
Hmm.
Because they
Hmm.
said it was a gentleman's game. Remember, he kept
That's their
saying duel.
world.
At
That's
the end,
their
he was
culture,
saying it was
right?
a duel.
Yeah.
It was a
So when it
Hmm.
gentleman's
comes to Haiti, you know what that culture is.
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
So the whole country is on the clock because of anesthesia.
Yeah.
Yeah, Serpent and Rainbow.
Those of you who don't
Yeah.
know,
Conservative
let me
rainbow. Yeah.
explain it to you.
Hmm.
Once upon a time, like your David Copperfields and your David Baines, and the Masons and the magicians, they went to Haiti because they wanted to know how is it that you were able to turn these people into zombies and keep them alive working on the fields at one heartbeat every 30 minutes. And you
Mm.
don't feed them, they don't sleep. How? Well, there's a legendary porcupine that lives in those Caribbean oceans
Mm.
Mhm,
that has
mhm,
this very, very special venom.
mhm,
And they use that venom to put you in a very paralyzed state of conditioning. Then they do their ritual
mhm,
and they put something in your stomach and sew you up. That's the simplest way I could describe it.
Mhm.
So we got a little ambitious, little greedy motherfucker by the name of Papa Doc
Mm.
who decided that
mhm,
he wanted to be the king when the whole time he just, you know, rumored he's the one who was selling the Illuminati and him and his son
Mhm.
all this stuff because I see Haitian voodoo all over this country
Yeah.
with so many different things. Like
Mhm.
the Clintons, they've
Mhm.
been they've been
Amen. Yeah.
eating they've been eating so well. So that's where you guys get anesthesia from.
mhm,
Mhm.
So a lot of people probably don't pay attention to it, but you look at anybody before they went into an operation and afterwards, they're a little bit different,
Different. Yeah.
right? They're a little bit different. And that's when you go into the sunken place,
Yeah.
like get out. And then you start to think, even the cosmetic surgeons, right? After
mhm,
the operation, there's a series of voodoo concoctions and, you know, different type of things, just like they did to turn you into a zombie that we call lugaus,
mhm,
right? They put something in your stomach, right?
Mhm.
Well, you guys call it pharmaceutical drugs,
Mhm.
painkillers.
mhm,
Yeah, that shit. And you're not even paying attention to it.
Mhm.
I mean, they did put the snake symbol out there for
Yeah.
their whole medical
So that
profession.
whole thing for a reason.
Sure
That's why
did.
the word pharmacy, comes from the root word pharmacy.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
They let you know
So
what it is. I mean, they're not really even hiding it.
you got the
And
witch doctors on that end.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got the psychological voodoo priest.
And the word
Mm-hmm.
psychology comes from the word psyche, which is a study of the psyche.
Now
Oh,
they're putting the game on you. Read
Mm-hmm.
the books,
hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
right? And then the music,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
right?
Megahertz frequencies, they going up your chakras, your spines. They working
And the
up your
religion.
It's
kundalini energy up your
And the
33rd
religion.
up that spine.
and now when
Mhm.
you talk to a woman about this,
Mm-hmm.
and then you find out that when she was born, the amount of vaccinations or the type of vaccinations, because
Yeah.
they know what type of blood she is,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
oops, you can't have
Mm-hmm.
children.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or oops, breast cancer.
Mhm. Mhm.
And who said that women are supposed to have menopause?
Mm-hmm.
Who said you're supposed to have a cycle every month?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm about to say.
Because just like y'all should be practicing retention, you should be not bleeding. That's your life force. That's your energy. Your blood is your energy, your life force. I was able to stop having mine. It wasn't even early menopause at 29 because it's your life force. It's the reason people
Yeah.
say, so and so looks young. They don't look their age. Are you aging backwards? Because you
Yeah.
got to learn how that's the
Hmm.
stuff that they may call it Reiki or energy centers. That's the information that they stole from us and they took from us that we don't know. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing. Yeah. And they gave
Yep.
y'all medicine.
So okay, because I remember Dr. York always talking about like the spell of sleep, the spell of the Leviathan, et cetera, et cetera. So the thing is that as far as us waking up, coming out of this amnesia, you know what I'm saying? Is it what are the tools that are breaking us out of this now?
Well, yeah. Well, it's several things. I mean, part of it is
Mm-hmm.
it's astrological as time, right? So it's in a
Okay.
26,000 year cycle. So we're literally
Mm-hmm.
getting an age. That's why, like,
Okay.
I could tell people this is going to happen. Part of it is yes, I'm psychointuitive, but that was actually just astrology. I mean, it was
Yeah. Yeah.
literally astrology. If you're having Saturn and Pisces, the Pluto and Aquarius,
Mm-hmm.
the veil is lifted, the money system is gone. The magic you saying that they did, now that
Mm-hmm.
magic has turned inward and has
Mm-hmm.
turned against them. Um, those types of things. The sleep spell and time spells have awakened. It's a reason to keep
Mm-hmm.
the sun and moon out at the same time.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
types of different things. So that's a lot of it. And also people are remembering again, they're
Yeah.
slowly waking up
Waking
out
up.
of the
Yeah.
spell and it's elevating. It's like moving very, very quickly. So when you
Mm-hmm.
really pull down those Akashic records, because we knew all of those various things. It's just that they
Yeah.
had us, like he was saying, the voodoo was real and they used it through schools, churches, music, going up and down your frequency,
Hmm.
your spines. And it's more than just you have to understand your chakras aren't just your chakras. It's on megahertz frequencies, and they were in alignment with various planets. Each planet carries a megahertz frequency. When you have that Saturn, that's a 396 megahertz frequency. When you're on that low plutonium, you're on 400. So they were on certain things to keep people working and stressed and about survival and so now we're moving
Hmm.
back to our higher vibration.
So astrologically speaking, like the brother Teddy was saying, as far as keeping things simple, it's like the planets all come together. Like, yeah, all right, well, that time is over. Let's get to work. Let's clean this stuff up. You know what I'm saying? Is that a proper way to look at it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it absolutely is, but it's
In
happening in
one
real time.
sense,
Mm-hmm.
in another sense, you got New Brews sitting over there like, why don't we just get rid of all the men and start all over again? Because they don't need them to have children
Because
again,
we're
right?
Yeah,
intruded. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's true.
So that's where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
That's the elephant in the room.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
is
yeah,
the
That
yeah,
elephant in
yeah,
the
us
yeah,
room,
men,
yeah,
actually.
we're in trouble.
yeah.
You understand? Like, we're
Mm-hmm.
in trouble. In trouble, like, your dad found out that you hit your sister and he told you not
Mhm.
to hit women, right? And he's about 15 minutes away from home.
Mm-hmm. He
Mhm.
rolling, coming home.
So that's what's going on right now.
Yeah.
And in order for this to work, all of the men have to come together and help the women raise that
Yeah.
frequency.
Yeah.
But a lot of men are in their egos, and they
Mm-hmm.
got a little bit of narcissism in them, and they don't even see how we're almost extinct.
Mm,
Yeah.
Because when you think about the past 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
the type of work that those lesbian demons did to them in
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta,
Yeah.
I've never seen nothing like that. I can't
yeah,
Yeah.
believe the
Yeah.
epidemic of homosexuals that just
Yeah.
it was a spell like that. That was some true witchcraft. That was,
Yeah. Yeah.
out
yeah,
of nowhere.
witchcraft. Yeah, like no, seriously. But I'm looking like,
We
yeah,
went from
yeah.
being children of molestation, right?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
To now it's like Dwayne Wade.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
even gonna wait till you 18, bro.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We don't even want to wait until you have
Yeah.
puberty, sir.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna
Yeah,
Start from
because
the
flip
they
you
jump.
right
were,
now.
Right from the jump. Yep.
but that's because they're also a zero population group. So
That's
you have to understand that
crazy.
they're trying to fight for genetic survival, which Dr. Francis
Mm-hmm.
Chris Wessling, anybody who probably started their journey may have started with the ISIS paper. They
Mm-hmm.
discussed, that's why they used the gun because of them um, knowing that they had inferiority complexes,
Mm-hmm.
that they
Mm-hmm.
were fighting for genetic survival. So they were trying
Mm-hmm.
to keep us from procreating and producing, and they were, it's a lot of insecurity. So they know what it is. They knew it. And
Mm-hmm.
they've been working
Mhm.
hard for, that's the whole situation with Gates and the immunizations and
Yeah. Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it has been, this front has been hit on so
So
many
all levels. That's what Bobby Hemmett he was saying that every single angle that they could possibly think of has just been an
stages,
onslaught for
and
this
they
time
still
frame.
lost, and
Yep.
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
still lost.
And,
Yep.
and even I mean me and the sister were talking. We were talking a couple days ago, and we were building, and we were just talking about even with the jab. It's like I know personally that are old as hell that got double jabbed up. You know what I'm saying? And they still sitting around like and other people got hemmed up and they 6 feet under. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So, you know, this blood thing, that's what Dr. Phil Valentine was breaking it down how it's a war against the blood. You know what I'm saying?
That's why
Because of
I'm
this
telling you
and
that. That's
genetics.
why I'm telling you it's a genetic thing. They know that
Yeah.
but that although they may have tried to jet, they can't control you, or that you may have certain bloodlines.
I had
Yeah.
this conversation with some goddesses, and I said
Yeah.
one more time, let's simplify
Mhm.
it.
Mhm.
You gotta ask yourself, I'm an O negative.
Mhm.
Mhm. Mhm.
So if and my goddesses are O positive,
Yeah.
we're universal donors.
Yeah.
We have antibodies that I'm in Florida. So
Mhm.
Florida, they weren't playing this game. So they were like, if you owe, bah, you don't have to worry.
Mhm.
It's just a cold to you. You have antibodies that could combat any man-made virus or disease.
Mhm. Mhm.
But when you really sit back and think about it, our blood could be transfused into anybody else's blood,
Mhm.
Yep. Exactly.
but only O negative could be transfused to me.
Exactly.
O positive can have O negative and O positive. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you're not a O,
Yep.
we can't touch you.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, you can't touch us.
You can't touch it. Yeah.
You can't save us. But we could save everybody.
Everybody.
Right.
So now we pretty much just solved that problem with the blood.
Yeah.
Something about the O's.
Yeah.
How many O's are in the Caribbean?
Yeah.
How many O's are in the Caribbean?
Mhm.
It's ridiculous,
Yeah.
you know? And they always want our blood.
You,
Always.
you
You
know,
notice that,
and
you
it
know how many battles they take? Why do they take so many
I
battles
know like
to lose
four,
so
four or
little?
five of them
Like,
joints.
have you ever asked yourself? Because your life is in the blood. That's why you
Yeah.
don't need to be giving blood like that. Your lifeline is in the blood.
Okay.
It's the reason
I
for
got
that.
something because I y'all heard about that one brother. I'm sure y'all heard about the one brother. They said his name is Solomon. Somebody, his African dude that they kept on trying to kill and he kept on regenerating. You know what I'm saying? What was his name?
Oh yeah, yeah. He was. I know who you're talking about though.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That they
So
cut him into pieces and put him
yeah,
in
yeah,
different
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
parts,
They did,
Mhm.
it- they
and
did,
he
they did the
still came back.
Osiris on him. He still came back. And see, and that also, if you really think about it, that goes in line with the blood in these type of beings, these supreme beings that are melanated beings that are still
Mhm.
here and their descendants are
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Walking around, you might see Jethro Leroy on the corner drinking a bottle, Mad Dog. you know what I'm saying, in his genes, he might, you know what I'm saying? No wonder he been out for 70 years drinking the same, man, not even getting sick. You literally have superhuman
Mhm.
beings,
They
you know what I'm
know.
saying? On
They
yeah,
know.
exactly, and they know,
Mhm.
and they
They
know.
know.
And when we
Yeah.
say melanated, we're not talking skin tone.
That
Mm-mm.
that part.
Like that part
Yeah.
has to get out of people's
Yeah.
mind
Because
It's
again, that's why
true.
because
Rod keep telling us they look like us, but ain't us. That's why he keeps
Yeah.
telling us.
yeah,
I
it
mean, but
goes
look at the
Oh,
sign
it go
people.
it goes a flip. It
Yeah.
goes both ways
Mm-hmm.
because when you think about it, look at culture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Our
City
red
and
bone
Toka.
our
yes, you
red
must
bone
go. Yeah.
cousins, they do 6 hours drinking beer, watching NASCAR racing.
Mm-hmm.
They fish, they
Mm-hmm.
boat, they mountain climb, they hike. They're in nature all the time.
Mm-hmm. That's
They do
true.
death defying next level shit. They jump out of airplanes. They do hot air balloons. They sunbathe like nothing. How do you think they feel that they're just waking up finding out that the caveman that looks like them
Mm.
but is not them,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah, I mean, it even just goes along as far as like, if you really think about it, just through the mixture of the Moors and all these different people throughout time, you know what I'm saying? That layer of the genetic upgrade, you know what I'm saying? To these people today, of I don't care if you can call them Caucasians, whatever it be, they have there. It's going to be a different level of them because of the genetic upgrade.
And I'm gonna
Because if you
tell
go
you
back in
why.
time, yeah.
A couple of days ago, I had a conversation with a couple of goddesses, and it messed one of their heads up.
Mm-hmm.
You got to research those orphan railroads.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, because
The
I was
true,
just getting ready to bring it up.
the true
Mm-hmm.
origin of the Cabbage
Mm-hmm.
Patch Kids.
The Cabbage Patch Kids. Well, that's why. Why is all the railroads going on?
When you figure
Yeah,
out
yeah,
that from the Wild Wild West days,
Mhm.
yeah,
when they have the fair that used to come in the trains, the
Mhm.
circus,
Mhm.
how they would literally show you
Yep.
lab created babies
That the
yeah,
case.
growing in a box.
yeah.
Mhm.
These were Cabbage Patch Kids.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
This is where they got the Cabbage Patch Kids
Patch
from.
Kids from. And remember, they came with a little birth certificate
So they were creating these orphans from
Clones.
then,
to
these
work.
clones from then.
Yeah.
To work.
How long
And
ago you talking? How long ago you talking? Because I've heard that it was perfected like in the 40s or 50s, but is you talking about beyond that?
it was
I mean
early
before that?
1900s. I'm just going
1900s.
to yeah, early
1900s.
1900s.
Okay.
And notice where all of these strain derailments in chemical spills are happening and in which areas they're
Man.
happening in. Because if you notice,
Mhm.
so let's go back. So we just had another one, but Ohio just get tagged, and the
Yeah.
ones they hit in the Ohio area affect
Ohio.
the water that's trying to go into Florida.
Yeah.
The tornado, which now that was Oya energy.
Mm-hmm.
And let's discuss that one, okay? Let's discuss this tornado that Oya came in. Oh yeah, so
The Mississippi one?
yeah, but let's discuss. Yeah,
Okay.
okay. So they say Mississippi, which it technically hit Mississippi, but
Yeah.
it was at um, a border. So it was Mississippi. It touched Mississippi, Kansas City, as well as Memphis area. So it was technically, but it was at the very northern edge. If you look at the 2020 population of it, it was 6,666 people in that town of Mississippi, right?
Dang.
So you have to look at the numerology, where it is, where it's at. It was, I want to say, the
Mm-hmm.
Choctaw natives used to be over that area in that town where it
Mhm.
hit, where they allegedly say that. And so this again lets you know that we weren't slaves like they say, because they say in 1867. Now imagine they claim that we were slaves all the way to 1865, but that George Washington offered a cotton gin. Now who sold a cotton gin to them, but they
Yeah.
didn't agree, and then they moved over. So I'm telling you,
Yeah.
the primordial gods, like I'm sure you all been seeing the plasma lightning here. Shango
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
Oya is coming through a tornado. Oshun has, she had receded the river. She's starting to let them flow a little bit more. Olokun been tearing up California. So
Yeah.
the Orishas of the primordial gods is here. The
Mm-hmm.
train track, some of it is just Esteban, but who's over the railroad track? Ogun.
Ogun. Yeah. But still.
So
Mhm.
Yeah.
The
Yeah. No,
steel. And
mm-hmm.
I'm glad you said that
Mm-hmm.
because nobody paid attention to that. That's
oh, I
Mm-hmm.
did.
definite.
Trust me.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you why that's Ogun.
That's Ogun. That's
Yeah.
Ogun.
Those
Yeah.
tankers are molded in.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
It takes about 3 of those workers just to unlock it
Mm-hmm.
and open it, right? Whether you're transporting gas or what have not.
Mm-hmm.
One of the welder, I know a welder, he said that tanker could have dropped from 1,000 feet
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
not
Never had
even
that.
bent.
Nothing. Yeah. Nothing.
So for the fact that that spill happened like that
Mm.
Hmm.
has them concerned.
Yeah.
That's a primordial God
They
right there.
said they said not even an explosive,
Mm.
not even a missile
Good gracious.
could have cracked that open. So if it got cracked open, that must have been something different.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
hit 18. I think the most recent one, 18 carts or whatever went out.
Hmm.
And
Yeah. 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 I
so
saw
like
it.
I keep telling people, you gonna
The
either they gonna
barges. They
either
were
leave.
like the barges.
Yeah, because I say either you gonna leave this land willingly or
Yeah.
unwillingly, but you got to go.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's exactly
Yeah.
what's happening because you don't
Hmm.
want to leave. Okay, you're gonna be
Because
Hmm.
forced to come. And that's what the gods is doing
it takes a
Hmm.
lot for a train to derail.
a lot.
I'm not talking
Yeah.
about like the Amtraks. That's
No.
different.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
passenger
Yeah.
carts,
Yeah.
that's different. But
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
these little freight trains that's
Hmm.
carrying
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
hundreds of thousands of
Yeah.
tons of
Yep.
freight,
Yep.
it takes a lot for you to
Because the
derail
moment, the
one of them.
gravity itself, yeah, gravity itself, just keeping it pressing it
And if
down on
you
that
look at
metal.
it, look how it's bent over. Like
Yeah,
it's
it
not
looked crazy. It
nothing.
looked like
It
it
looked
looked
like it
like
was
Twizzlers
crashed, like it was foil or something. I
mangled.
said, as soon as I said, that's Ogun. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
knew, I said,
yeah,
that's Ogun right
yeah.
there. You know he coming with that machete. Are you serious right there? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And because it may be what fear was had brought it back to me was when we had that last hurricane. I want to say September, October when Mimiya and Olokun had came through, and because they're very targeted and very precise. That's when you can
Yeah.
tell like when something's happening because it's not just a whole. It's very very targeted. It's like a sharpshooter when they're hitting.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Hmm.
But they're affecting anything that's from this Babylonian
That's it.
Yeah.
masculine
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
system.
Yeah. I think that's
And
a
at the end of
mhm.
the day, that's where we're at with it.
No. I think that's a good point that you keep on bringing up. And that's why I brought up the whole Mommy Wata and the Sybil thing prior, and just dealing with. I don't think people overstand how the flip was when there was a
Well, yeah,
matriarchal
because
society
actually the
run thing.
Catholic Church is the first people who sold Mommy Wata
Yeah.
and used it. Like the whole
Hmm.
Madonna. First of all, the Catholic Church, their first prophetess was them stealing Mommy Wata. Like
Yeah.
let's discuss that part. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So everything that
Yeah.
they've done
Right.
from stealing was
Because
stealing
why
our
can't he sit in the big chair?
Yeah.
come on, let's discuss it.
Yeah.
Because
Why
that's the
can't he sit
13
in the
people that
big chair?
belong to Big Mama because immediately, similar to like how in John Wick 2, when he had to try to get John Wick to take his sister out, if he do it, he won't be able to get in that seat.
Oh, and
They
by the
have
way, to go way back in the beginning, what you were asking,
Hmm.
those Europeans were the greatest identity thefters known to
Yeah.
mankind.
Yeah.
Okay?
Biggest flip.
they don't know how to
Because
create
on
that.
one end, while the black nobility and the Spanish conquistadors are getting kicked out and all of that stuff, they're the ones that went behind and stole their crescents
Yeah. Yep.
and stole their
That's the
flags. So the
truth.
queen was operating on a Moor
Mm,
crescent,
Hmm. Yeah.
and
Exactly.
she ain't no more.
Chain of
mm,
more. Yep.
mm,
Yep.
So they were utilizing that crown.
mm,
Hmm.
So she's posing like she's like, King Solomon or whatever.
Yeah.
And they were riding
Symbolism.
out for so many years with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
mhm,
That's why this
mhm.
whole King Charles thing is a joke.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
probably a clone too, because I know they gutted all of them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gone. I mean, the sports, that's why I keep saying follow the
You
sports. The
know?
sports will let you know that all of that stuff is done. I mean, whether it's in the soccer, because soccer's international. And we were even talking about like with the
Yeah, I
basketball.
mean,
Like for the
you
Final Four,
know,
you have two Florida teams. We've been telling y'all Florida is the finish line. You have
why
two
you
Yeah.
think
Florida teams in the Final Four.
it's like wishy washy with LeBron James these days?
Mhm.
Hmm.
You know that was a ritual. He turned 33°
3.
when he made
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
shot.
yeah,
I made that
yeah,
shot.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
And now,
yeah,
and that was Grandmaster Kareem
Good.
Abdul-Jabbar,
Yep.
with
yeah,
the whole
yeah,
Candace.
passing
yeah,
basketball on the court, and I'm sitting there like, yeah,
And
you
when
suckers,
he made the
you're
last
out the
one,
door.
yeah. It's all,
How
yeah,
dare you?
Kobe passed it right after on the
People
other
didn't even
one.
peep game about
Mhm.
George Floyd, and then all of a sudden, Steven Jackson's popping off, and it's like, yeah, we know you sacrificed your brother for your 33rd degree. Shut up. That
Right.
was
let,
his
let,
twin
let-
brother.
Yep.
another question, because I always wonder this, because going back to Mommy Watson, because when you look at her and you see her as the fish aspect with the scales and etc. Now, it's if y'all could, this is just like the way I look at it, just going back to like the like the Ogdoads, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying, of ancient Egypt, coming out of the water onto land.
Hmm.
Even with Ptah, you see him when he's sitting there,
Hmm.
he's in fish scales too. Is that also an aspect of what the primordial waters? Is that also where? Could y'all break that down?
It's the Eurasias. It's
Okay,
Eurasias, it's Ifa, it's all of it. They're
okay,
all doing the same thing. They're just
okay, okay.
masquerading as something else.
Same
Okay?
thing,
So
different name, right?
it's just like Catholicism,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. That makes sense.
So they got Jesus
Makes
Christ
perfect
over
sense.
there on the cross,
Yeah.
but that's really ISIS.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Get it?
It's
Mm-hmm.
really
Yeah.
ISIS, the Big Mama.
So what's the
Mm-hmm.
blood ritual? Oh, you got
Mm-hmm.
to eat the body of Christ and drink his blood.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got to
Mhm.
stand on your knees and do a ritual. Then you got to say another ritual on your knees. Then you got to
Mm-hmm.
go with the
Mhm.
Our Father,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
right? And then you have to give one of your sons up to be an altar boy.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
It's the same thing with the Muslims.
Yeah.
What's in that big black box? Word on the
Mhm.
street is there's a whole lot of guillotines in there.
Mm-hmm.
Look, speaking of Muslims, who is supposed to be
And
the
what do
most
they do? They
powerful
do
person
what
in the Nation of Islam? Let's
Yeah,
discuss
and what
that.
do they
We
do?
come back
They
to
do what the animals were doing, right? With the
right.
frequency.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Circles,
Circle it. Yeah.
Mhm.
right?
Circle the Kaaba. Mm-hmm.
So that means we don't want to hear nothing
Right.
from any of them
Me and I don't want to
except
hear
Mother
nothing.
Khadijah.
Khadijah, that's it.
Yeah.
Because if you think
Yeah.
that's it, Mama, because she's the one who got. I don't want to keep hearing from the men. Like, where is the women? Where's the
Because
matriarch? They
look,
keep saying, raise the matriarch, the woman. Why I keep hearing from the men? I don't want to hear from them no
even
more.
even the $2 Indians have their real chiefs operating. What do you
Right.
see?
Yeah.
You don't see none of the men making no moves. You
That
don't
Mm-hmm.
part.
see any men making the notices.
Got
It's
Yes.
the
clan
female
mothers, right?
chiefs.
The
Yeah, the
guy.
clan
It's the
mothers.
female chiefs. They
Yeah.
showing up, putting out notices.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
were the chiefs the whole time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah. 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 Even if the people that love to go back to like you said earlier about the female pharaohs, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? You can see that in the statues, the females like, oh, this is my, you know what I'm saying? This ain't,
Because it
this
was
is
the
me.
right. She was leading him.
Yeah,
It
she was
wasn't
leading
him
him
leading
like, yeah,
her. She was
yeah.
leading
She was
him.
leading him.
Why
Yep.
you think even in a Bible they say he who finds a wife finds a good thing and finds
Mhm.
favor.
And
Mhm.
why is the lion the king in the jungle?
Mm.
Mhm.
Because he's surrounded by all these lionesses that hunt that food.
Mhm.
You know? And then if they got a problem with him, they'll get up on him. And it's the same thing. Like you could see it. It's all around.
Mhm.
You go to the hood.
Mhm.
Who's the toughest on the block? Ain't that the lady on Section 8 with 6 kids? Right?
Oh yeah.
She got
I
some
Leroy
got
Etta.
one
badass.
better than
She got
that.
some
If you have,
badass sons, but
Yeah.
she the one.
Yeah.
I got
Leroy
one better
Etta.
than that in everybody's family. If your
She the
big
one with the
mama, your
mattress with the
grandma
money,
passed.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
She the one that bails everybody out of jail, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
She the one
Big
where,
Mama.
Big
yeah,
mama.
she got a boyfriend that's a lawyer. She got a
Mhm.
boyfriend that's a trucker that
Mhm.
drive trucks.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She got another boyfriend that cut grass. Yeah, yeah. She got a couple of roofers, plumbers.
Mhm. Yeah.
Same shit, different
Yeah.
toilet.
Yeah. 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 No,
Or even within your
I
families,
see
like
that.
if you want to take it to the big mama or the grandma, if your grandma or big mama passed and it's not an appropriate matriarch to fill that seat, normally the family crumble and falls. People don't go for your dinners and your family reunion stops and all that.
Mhm.
because that
Hmm.
matriarch seat is very important, even within your individual family. It
Like
lets you just
even in the sophisticated Republican world,
know. Hmm.
who's running Trump Enterprises?
His
The
daughter.
His
daughter.
his daughter. Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
The daughter.
The daughter is.
It's the daughter. Not even the
yeah,
sons.
Hmm.
yeah.
She the
That's
big
true.
dog.
Yeah,
And
it's true.
always has been.
Yep.
She's the pit bull.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Like she don't play.
Hmm.
She's tough. She just smiles in the camera. No,
Hmm.
she'll cut you.
Yeah.
Cut you with a smile.
She, no. Like she got that barber razor blade in her purse.
Hmm.
She
She'll
like
cut you.
old girl from Kill Bill, Kill Bill Two,
Yeah,
the
Hmm.
one in the boardroom,
yeah.
slicing
And
the
that
head.
it they're giving you signs when it comes to like the woman king,
Hmm.
this,
Hmm.
that, whatever. However, you women need to understand you have snakes in your camp too.
Oh
Yep.
yeah,
Like the Gabrielle
Absolutely.
Unions and the Oprah
Hmm.
Winfreys
yeah,
and these little Baphomet,
Hmm.
yeah.
Hmm.
nasty lesbian women that would
Hmm.
turn around and turn a Bruce Jenner into a woman and then turn around and turn Megan Thee Stallion into a woman
Hmm.
who's, I
Hmm.
forgot his real name. Mm, mm, mm.
I don't know his name, but that ain't no.
And then it's the women. You gotta address this Michael Robinson character.
Hmm.
Michael Robinson, aka Michelle Obama.
Yeah. Oof.
Matter of fact, do you know that Melania Trump is really like the only, next to Hillary Clinton, the only real women that were first ladies?
Good gracious.
Try to look in the 1980s of Barbara
Yeah, because I
Bush.
think I even heard that, like, was it during Truman? Because that was
Try to look at
was a bunch of
the
them there.
80s with Barbara
Hmm.
Bush, the
Hmm.
real Barbara
Yeah,
Bush. You're
because
gonna
Barbara Bush
see
wasn't either. Yeah, Barbara
as
Bush.
clear
They
as
all just
daylight.
they all look like a whole bunch of battle axes back then, man. They were just
Mhm.
all looking like football players. You know what I'm saying? The more women.
You know, sisters gotta, And by the way,
Hmm.
it go. That's right, Joshua Pete.
Pete. Yeah, that's right. I did. I knew it was a P. Yeah, Joshua Pete.
They are
Yeah, and they
women.
made
They
that
are
record,
women.
man.
They
That's a
are
record.
women molesters too.
Yeah,
That needs to
yeah,
be addressed.
yeah. Oh yeah.
How does that
Very
need to be
true.
addressed?
Very
Because I don't understand how Patti LaBelle and all of them are gonna sit there and act all like they don't know what's going on. No, we saw pictures of Whitney Houston at Epstein's Island.
Hmm.
And how old was she when she was messing with Ray J? I think there's
Yeah.
a 30-year gap.
Good
So if you're
gracious.
doing that and your way out 30 years, I can only imagine what you were doing behind Bobby's back while you had him all strung out on coke,
Yeah.
putting his career on the side for you. Then you
Um.
turn around and you sacrificed your daughter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, it's like,
Mm.
But you have to understand the reason
damn, Bobby,
the same thing with
damn.
him is with us is everybody don't want to get out. Everybody don't want the old slash new earth back because some
Yeah.
people got very
Yeah.
comfortable, very
Yeah.
rich in this fake system,
Yeah.
and so everybody don't want it to go back.
That's true.
They want to
But
stay that one
They don't
percent.
want
They
change.
don't want
but
that. Yeah,
here's the
they don't
thing.
want the change. Hmm.
My
Yeah.
whole thing is, if I know I got an inheritance, right?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Who gonna be the one to walk into them strip clubs and be like, I hope you know that your birth certificate got like 200 million in it, and you over here shaking your ass. I hope you know that. I just want to just throw that out there. You got a birth certificate, right?
Hmm.
You know what happens if you actually cash that? I just want you're a housewife. Your husband's beating on you. I just want to let you know. You
Hmm.
take your kids' socials and everything. You don't even need the child support.
Yeah. Um. Interesting. We were talking about astrology and stuff because as I know that Mars, if I'm not mistaken, will be in Cancer soon. Correct?
It's already in Cancer.
It's already in Cancer.
Yeah,
Okay.
it will be Cancer
Could
Yep.
on
you?
March 26th.
Yeah. Could you kind of do a breakdown about the significance of that?
I mean, basically, Mars is a war planet. So when it moves
Hmm.
to Cancer, Cancer is naturally, first of all, it's a feminine energy, is normally ruled by Moon. So it's normally a soft sign. But with Mars in there, kind of like I was saying in the beginning, is it's got the divine feminine and the war energy. So kind of to piggyback on what Teddy is saying is
Mm-hmm.
one, the matriarchs kind of got to get their stuff together. They need to usurp their power. They need to go do their go to the local, the city, state, and say, hey, I'm on land. You out of order. I'm taking back over my authority. This is that energy they need to be under because they have not only Mars in their power, but the Venus and Taurus energy. They have a lot of supporting energy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, the gods being there and support with them and for them, saying, okay, what is it can we do? We're here to support you in that transition. So the chief, not necessarily the chief, but the patriarchs got to give up their seat. Also,
Yeah.
right now, we got a lot of patriarchs saying, yeah, we ready, we know, we waiting, but they're not really ready to give up the seat. But
Faking the
this is
funk.
the
Yeah.
flip that's got to actually give up the seat. It's time
Mm-hmm.
to swap out. Like
Yeah.
But
it's
what
not no we waiting. It's almost it's Age of Aquarius. They've been talking about Age of Aquarius for 12 years. Like no,
Mm-hmm.
it's here. It's now.
but
So
Yeah. Yeah.
the real planet that's going on now, Scorpio energy
it's
Mm-hmm.
Pluto on
is
Aquarius.
this motherfucking Pluto.
Pluto on Aquarius is
Mm-hmm.
gonna whoop
Yeah.
their ass for the next 3 years.
Pluto,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Pluto right now is gonna be tough.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna have a lot of people feeling some type of way.
Well,
Yeah.
except you ain't did your shadow work.
It's gonna be
Because if
it's
you
gonna
did
be a
your
lot of
shadow work,
lust energy, a lot of passion energy.
What about death though? What about death? Pluto
Pluto,
bringing death.
well, it can, but it can. Actually, the Saturn and Pisces gonna bring more depth than the Pluto and
You
Aquarius.
said Saturn, Pisces.
Yeah, it's gonna bring more than
Okay.
the Pluto and Aquarius. Actually, the Pluto and
Okay.
Hmm.
Aquarius is what's gonna pull down. That's why I've been telling people get them back up to this, um, like technology and electrical system, because
Mm-hmm.
Pluto is like I'm tearing everything down, ain't none of this shit good, and I'm gonna make y'all start all the way back over. That's what Pluto is doing.
Pluto's the reset.
It's the Great Reset.
Okay.
So
Okay.
think about this.
Okay.
Let's rewind of where Pluto
Okay.
just left. Pluto just left Capricorn. When Pluto
Mm-hmm.
went into Capricorn, it was 2007 going to 2008. What happened? The whole banking system happened. They did
Yeah.
the whole bailout thing. When it
Hmm.
went in there, that's why now they saying, oh well, we can like a few weeks ago when they built out the Silicon Valley or whatever. That wasn't current money. That was leftover money from back in 2008 when Bush was in,
Mm.
Hmm.
because they knew that the storm was brewing. Pluto and Aquarius is you're no longer in power, politicians. You're no longer in power, 1%. We get them keys. That's what Pluto and Aquarius.
Yeah.
Pluto and Aquarius is we're over the money. We're over the keys.
Mm-hmm.
It's the
Hmm.
family financial banking system. The 99%, like back when they may have had a quick little see the we are the 99%. I don't know if y'all remember when that was popular for
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
they may
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
for 6 months. They was about 10 years 10, 20 years too early because it was that energy. They were feeling it a little bit too early. That's what the actual Pluto. That's why you got all these countries where Israel, Iran, uh,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Paris. That's
Hmm.
Pluto Paris saying we the people are tired. You're no longer in control, government. We're done with you, and now we're taking the keys back.
You
That's
know,
Pluto Aquarius.
and it's very interesting you saying this because we already talked about the protests and everything all over the world, like even Africa. I mean, like that's what I'm saying. If y'all don't know what's going on around the world, if you
Go to
gotta
TikTok.
go to TikTok. Real talk. I'm not playing. Y'all think we're joking when we say that, but we're not joking at all. Because you see this stuff live, so they can't manipulate it. You know what I'm saying? When them earthquakes were happening, everything was coming out. You had people with their phones just. But um, but the thing is like the 15-minute cities, all these different things that they're trying to implement all over. I'm looking at these people all over the world like they're already they're cutting down the poles.
Mhm,
You know what I'm saying? They protest. They say, no, y'all ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
I've never seen this type of what's the name? Activism collectively. You know what I'm saying? Not like this. It's
mhm.
almost global, and it's going
Yeah.
from what you were saying. It's
Yeah,
going to
like
get
I just saw a couple comments. So somebody said Pluto's in my eighth house, and I think somebody
uh
said Pluto's in my second house. So if Pluto's in your second house, that's your money house. That means your whole money system is getting ready to switch. That means if you was
Hmm.
working and you supposed to be an entrepreneur, you supposed to do something different. If you get
Hmm.
laid off or whatever, that's because if you are out of balance in your financial house, your whole money house is switching. So
Hmm.
somebody also said, well, Pluto's hitting their eighth house or whatever, Pluto or Mars cancer in their eighth house. That's your
That's
house
mhm,
of
why
spirituality.
you
Means
gotta
your whole spirituality
understand
is switching.
how spiritual
Mhm,
through astrology and Wahabma, how spiritual
mhm,
those farmers were
mhm,
when they slipped that Nasara in. And they did it
mhm,
biblically, the way they put it in the Constitution.
mhm,
mhm,
Okay? It was in '96 that their sons, who were special forces, did a coup
Mhm.
and had about 12 AK-47s pointed at Bill Clinton. Sign it.
Mhm.
And they made him sign it.
Mm.
So it was supposed to go down September 11th. But Papa Bush, Big Daddy Bush,
Mm-hmm.
he was one of the most evil persons next to George
Yeah.
Soros.
He sure
Yeah.
was.
He was bad.
So
Yeah.
they did the ritual on that September 11th day. That was a flip.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep, that was.
Straight ritual.
Yep.
That's
They
why
told
they have
so.
that big box. They got to put dirt in that box, that hole. They got to seal that hole.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of psychics that are saying that there's a lot of trapped souls and they're begging to
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
out,
Yeah. Still.
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
But when you look at the spirituality of when they put that in there, it wasn't just in the Sorrow, it was the Jisara too. That's what you're seeing. That's the
Yeah.
Jisara.
Mm.
The global systems recovery.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bricks and all of that, that's show pony.
Mm-hmm.
They always had everybody's gold.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Now they got to give it back to the
That
people. But who are they going to give it back to? Oh, we got to give it back to the deserving. Well, how are we going to know who deserves it or not? That's that
Mm-hmm.
ET shit. Well,
Yeah.
let's put this whole movie in this play in.
Yeah.
And if you're ignorant, you're ego, you're narcissistic, and you're operating in fear
Mm-hmm.
to where you end up, that's
Yeah.
it. You're done. You're out
Yeah.
the game.
that's
And that's what we're seeing. It's unfortunate,
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I've
but
seen
it
it. I've
is
seen it a
what it
lot.
is.
Mhm.
Seen
It
it a
is
lot.
what it is. And the
Yeah.
whole thing is, it's like, it's crazy to be sitting back watching it, but at the same time, you got to be on your square.
Yeah.
And, if there's something in you that
Ain't right.
that,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
got to go on mission with it. But the whole thing is the women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It all comes down to the women.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
goddess got to step up. I mean, just plain and simple. They have to figure out their
It
power. They
all
got
comes
to.
down. You're the most suppressed. This is a woman's planet,
Mm-hmm.
Mother Earth.
Mm-hmm. Everything, mother.
There's no, listen, there is no such thing
Mm-hmm.
as a male plant that bears fruit.
Nope.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Every tree that bears fruit, they're female. That's it.
That's why they started
Mm-hmm.
trying to cut them down, and why the pollen got so bad because they cut down all the female
It didn't
trees,
balance it. Yeah.
planted all the male ones because they didn't want us to be able to reproduce and be self-sufficient.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's too much masculinity.
Mhm.
And that's
Mm-hmm.
why the divine feminine is coming so hard
Mhm.
that you got some real tough dudes and they're losing it.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
They're losing it. We're not talking about that.
Mhm.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of men that can't handle the divine feminine,
The energy. Yeah.
and you know, and I actually have a loss.
Mm-hmm.
My first cousin, and who knows what he was going
Mm-hmm.
through. This was a couple of weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
on his 33rd year.
Mm.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
something weird about that 33rd year, but on his 33rd year, you know, overdose,
Mm.
and that's happening left and right
Yeah.
because now the divine feminine is impacting these men harder than ever.
Mm-hmm.
You got a lot of these men that were probably innocent or wrong place at the wrong time, and who knows what hell they went through in prison, and now they're out and they're losing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the ones that are in prison, they're getting laced fentanyl weed
Mhm.
Yeah.
and they're losing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have, this is what I noticed in 2020, the first solar flash
Mm-hmm.
of frequency when I knew everything was about to be flipped. There's a whole lot of men that woke up one day and realized that they really weren't gay.
Mhm.
Mm.
And it's another level of PTSD.
You, you. I don't know if y'all just saw that, and it's real interesting. Somebody just put it in. I was going to ask y'all about that. So I'm happy this is that person did that. Philly. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
He just the brother. I didn't see it. I just saw it went up, but the brother said he said it's bad in Philly. You know what I'm saying? Yo, and it's like these and about a month ago there was another blast from what I saw in a water treatment plant in Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? And what's that situation? Is
Yeah,
it the
okay,
water
so I had
board?
already no, I had already told y'all Philly was gonna get it, and I'm
Yeah.
explaining to y'all again why.
Okay.
Philly is where they did the blood contract, right? I'm
Mm.
telling you, America has two natal charts. The first one
Mm.
is the 1776, which everybody's very familiar with, where they allegedly did the Declaration. The main one, which also kind of ties in with John Wick, was the 1783, where they did the quote unquote Constitution. That's the one that is the Pluto in Aquarius
Yes,
return.
that's
That's what is really
that's where the
going on
republic is.
currently. Yeah,
Yep,
Yeah.
that's what
They're
the
from. Yeah.
that's
republic
where
is.
the republic is.
That's what's. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
so
Exactly.
state of Commonwealth.
So September
Mm-hmm.
4th, 1783 is where they did it. And at
Mm-hmm.
4 o'clock p.m., that's the natal chart that I look at when I really look at America currently. So they're currently under their Saturn and Pisces, Pluto and Aquarian return. So Philly is, that's why the whole Super Bowl, why they had to put that out on public display. They already know it's over. Philly
Oh
is going to get it
yeah.
because they did that blood magic there. They did that ritual. They did it under the guise at a quote unquote church
You
and
get
a
it?
portal, and
Yeah.
it's
But you get it though, right?
going to happen
Mm-hmm.
bad. Mhm.
The Chiefs
The
The
Chiefs.
Chiefs
Mhm.
against
And the
versus
Chiefs on the land, the
Eagles.
America's
head,
bird,
the head.
Americas. Yep.
the
Mhm.
eagle.
From
The
where they
Eagles.
And they
Yep.
had to
usurped the
have
power and they stole it.
two brothers
Yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly.
as quarterbacks on there.
And
You
one
couldn't.
that
You
may look
could.
like us, but ain't us. Yeah.
They did it good. They did
And,
it
and they
good.
had to, like, and if you even look at again, remember that game in the beginning, it looked like um,
Yeah. Philly was
it
gonna
looked
take it.
like, yeah, it looked like the Philly was gonna take it. And you
But
saw,
Mm-hmm.
they tripped me out with that fat girl in a red dress doing the halftime show. I don't know who that was.
Oh.
I hope y'all
Oh.
don't think that was Rihanna. But you know, someone told me that was a code.
mhm,
That was a code about inheritance because the first song she dropped was
you have my
"Bitch Better Have
money,
My Money."
pay me what you owe me.
You
Mhm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
bitch better have my money.
Pay me what you owe me.
Pay me what you owe me,
Mm.
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
You know, and she's pregnant.
The harlot.
Just think about it. Pay me what you owe me. What I owe you. Yeah, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about. This
Mm.
birth certificate.
Mm.
Mhm.
Get it?
Damn.
So, somebody told me that, and I was like,
And then
ooh.
you notice she said like black, black, black. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I
Like,
just feel like you
ooh.
gonna give me what you
Yeah.
owe.
Because you gotta understand where they placed women.
Mm-hmm.
It's spellbound.
Yeah. Yeah. Strategically placed. Yep.
They have you spellbound. That's why you
Mm-hmm.
can't make as much money.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you
Mm-hmm.
can't do this or do that. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's why you don't have no power over your children.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
You gave your child to them when you
Yeah.
created the birth
Birth
certificate.
certificate. Yep. Parents.
They owe you your children
Yeah.
on paper.
Yeah.
That's what women need to realize. If all the
Yeah.
mothers, single mothers, when that happens, that's going to be a whole nother level of frequency.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Somebody
going
had
to be a
asked,
whole nother level.
yeah, I'm sorry, somebody asked about Nashville or the Nashville shooting. Again, look at the day of when it happened. So you gotta look at numerology. Most important, look at the ages. They said it was 3 children and 3 adults. 3 and 3 is
Mm-hmm.
33rd, 33, right? So you have to look at that. And then you have to look at the ages they said of the kids. The kids, I want to say all the kids were ages 9. So it was the 9. And then I think the adults was like 61. And I think maybe one was 6. So you have to look at the numerology that they did a lot of 33 and 33rd degree energy and a lot of the 9 and 999. All 3 of the kids were allegedly 9 years old.
That's
So
right.
you have to pay attention to the
And you got to
information
think
that
about the type of children and where they having it at too. These are Cabbage Patch Kid
mhm,
descendants.
mhm,
They know. They activate them. They
mhm,
already have them programmed from when they were in orphanages.
mhm,
This is what CPS does. They recruit them.
mhm.
The military got their hands in the cookie jar too.
Oh yeah.
Some of them end up going to the military academies or anything like that. That's what that whole Born Identity with
And
Jason Bourne. That's what that was about. You know, just like John
and
Wick.
Resident Evil too, I think.
Think about it, John Wick. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
the orphan
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
that they took in, and he ends up being this legend,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
the boogeyman.
The Boogeyman, and they
Yeah,
all seen it.
He's the boogeyman, right?
yeah, yeah. I see what
So
you're saying. I see what you're
it's
saying.
funny how he's always playing this role from Ronin 47. He's always playing this role of being somebody adopted.
Yeah, the church person.
He was just misplaced. He didn't have a home. And then someone took him in. So it's the same thing. Like they have these kids and then they let them be for a little bit and then pop, hit hit them with the 5G frequency and activate them.
Yeah,
And then next thing you know, boom. So
a
they were
whole
trying to do that on a larger scale.
Mhm.
a whole team of Manchurian candidates, right? It's
But you know,
Cabbage
at the
Patch
end,
Manchurian
I
candidates.
mean, it's
but
so
if you
many
look at John
things
Wick, there's
going on
even
at the
involved
same
though.
time
Yeah,
that you're not even seeing. It's just like the John Wick movie, right?
Mhm,
yeah,
mhm,
So how they have all these mercenaries
mhm,
and
yeah, yeah. Where they
assassins?
come from? Yeah.
Where they
How they
coming
train
from?
like
What
that?
it's like they got like 300,000 of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
mhm,
that's literally like right now
Mm-hmm.
because people don't know what really
Mm-hmm.
happened in 2020 as well.
Mm-hmm.
mhm,
You got
Yeah.
500,000
mhm,
United States Marines that are deputized
Yeah.
as
I've heard that.
sheriffs, and
mhm.
they're active
Yep,
duty,
sure
but
are.
Yeah.
they're not in uniform.
Mm-hmm.
What they
Mm.
doing? I don't know. But I can tell you one thing: here in Florida, boy, they got choppers all over the place.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it's big boy business down here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But we're our own country. That's why
Mm-hmm.
we have
Yep,
the Florida
Florida
National Guard.
and Texas is too. Sovereign.
Texas
Sovereign.
Texas is
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
busy too because
Well, and I'm
you
seeing
notice
that
how
more.
Trump
Uh-huh.
gave the military power. You
Yeah.
have the Alamo.
I just saw, and I'm noticing that different states are starting to embrace their sovereignty. 'Cause I think Kentucky said something like anything that anybody, any feds, anything they try to say as far as taking away their guns, they
They're not
no,
gonna
they're
do
like
it.
nah,
Well, Florida just told you they're not
yeah,
gonna even recognize any digital currency. They said
yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
exactly.
they're
Yeah, the
using
money,
that
yeah,
because
money
we're not
too. Yep.
recognizing no digital currency.
The
Hmm.
thing is just like Rod Hayes said,
Hmm.
the contracts are up.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Now we may not be as fluent to know how we're gonna be operating, processing
Yeah.
paperwork, and burning them at a stick.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
But there's some sovereigns and
Yeah.
there's some nationals that been licking their chops for this
Yeah.
day,
Waiting for this. Yep. Waiting for. Yep. You're right.
waiting for this. There's some
Yep.
veterans that been waiting for this moment,
Hmm.
and they're
Hmm.
literally getting at them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like judges are getting disbarred,
Sure
Hmm.
are.
lawyers are getting disbarred. The bar is going down.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
because it's been running an illegal system
Yeah.
anyway.
It's all fake. Yeah. It's
Mhm.
all. It's
They're
all.
doing voodoo too,
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is why,
Hmm.
like you always talk, I hate talking about
masquerading.
going through that door so they can, make it like feel like the water.
Hmm.
Like
Because
there's a lot of things that I learned when it came to that. Did you know? Like this is how bad it was, right?
Mhm.
Did you know that if you got arrested, that one phone call was supposed to be you calling the courts and having the courts post your bail
Oh damn.
because they had already taken out a bond on your
On
arrest.
you. Yeah.
Mm.
That
Go
makes
ahead
sense.
and use that to get me out. You're not
Yeah.
supposed to call your mom or what have mom.
Or your
You
lawyer.
were supposed to call the court,
That
right?
makes sense though. It makes sense if when you put it that way. It makes perfect sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now let's fast forward to where moving forward,
Mhm.
we got to teach all these young women,
Yeah.
all these new coming mothers.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to have your child in the
Yeah.
hospital,
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
and you're going to put in a live life claim.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you're going to do it. That's how you're supposed to do it.
Mhm.
You're going to leave that child's placenta alone
Mhm.
until it shrivels up
Mhm.
and do the live life claim. That breaks the spell.
Yeah. Unplug
That's
child of
unplugged
Zion.
from it.
Unplug child of Zion. Right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's the way it has to be now,
Yeah. Yeah.
because we're gonna have the family bank system and everything,
Mhm.
and we're done with the whole Babylon
Mhm.
death certificate straw man
Yeah.
complex,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
and there's a way for you to handle that,
Mhm.
but you got to understand that there are still currently three laws on this planet. There's the law of the sea, water.
Mm-hmm. Maritime.
That's Amity law.
Appetite. Yeah.
There's the law of air.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
That would be
Mhm.
trust law.
Trust
Yes.
law. Mm-hmm.
And then you have the laws of the land.
Mm-hmm.
That would be common law.
Common law. Yeah.
Okay? So they've been doing the laws of the seas because they were dirty pedophile pirates,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
right? And it took the United States Navy, who ruled the sea, to take them out. But now you have Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Who is he the master of? Oh, he's the master of trust.
Mm-hmm.
He knows how to bankrupt
Yeah.
a corporation and reset its
Mhm.
value.
Yeah. Exactly. Make money on it. Yep.
Trust law, right? Space Force,
Mhm.
Yeah.
air.
Mm-hmm.
Are you with me?
Mm-hmm.
So he got that taken care of. Now there's us,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
the Earthborn.
Yeah.
Here comes Rod Hayes.
Mm-hmm.
Laws of the
Mhm.
land,
Mhm.
common law,
Yeah.
indigenous. Put the claim in. But the biggest part about the claim is every single one of us is real estate.
Yeah.
We came from the dirt, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
From
So
the
we
dirt
are
you
the
come to the
dirt.
dirt you leave. Yep.
So we
Yep.
are the land.
Mhm.
So I am my own house.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Bingo.
Yeah.
And that's how we get out the system.
Yeah. Yep.
Because what they did to us
Mhm.
was the same thing in John Wick Part 2.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
They made the mother pinch her thumb,
And put that
Yeah.
blood.
Give it
Yeah.
away. Yep.
and then they took our foot
Mhm. Mhm.
Put it
and
right.
put it
Yeah.
on
On the
paper instead of putting
birth
our
That's
feet
what
certificate.
they
on the
call the
land.
marker. They marked this. That's why they call it the
The
marker.
baby should have been on the land.
In the
Mhm.
land. Yep.
Mhm.
But instead, they put the footprints on paper.
And
Now
did
we're
you think
stuck.
about the end of John Wick 4 when the main or the head guy got killed? Because he got arrogant. And remember, he said, "You arrogant son of a bitch." He said
Mm-hmm.
he didn't shoot. And that's John Wick got him, and he said, "Consequences."
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
He got
Mm-hmm.
because that's the stuff
But are you
that we
but
knew what to do.
are you seeing the decode in that?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
see
Tradition
tradition.
Yeah.
was
So that's what
all
Mm-hmm.
we
over
went back
this
to
movie.
do.
Yep.
Because if you
Yep.
went, they
Yep.
be
When he
looking
had
at, they
to
went back to the old school gun. It wasn't like no, it wasn't all the 40,000
he
all
had to
the stuff that
take
they
Mm-hmm.
out
Mhm, mhm,
that big monster,
mhm,
right? Made the goddess happy. She brought him
yep,
back into the family, and
mhm,
they did their little ritual.
sure did. And everything was, yep,
You
sure did.
know, they
Mhm,
did their little ritual with the hot fire, and he had to
mhm. Put
put
his
his
arm,
Mm-hmm.
arm
yep,
Mm-hmm.
in,
sure did.
right? He had to do that, and
And you know,
then
hold on, you
they
notice that they go
operate
back
in
to the
gold
family.
coin,
That shows you the tribe and why it's important to be back with the tribe. Because
and
see,
you
it
saw how
wasn't
he gave
about
them the deed
mhm,
Yep.
mhm,
to say this is a request,
what, yep,
and then they're using 16th century guns
mhm,
Mm-hmm.
in a ritual setting,
mhm,
Notice how
One
they
on
have the layout with the steps. They didn't even
one.
have to count the steps.
Yeah.
He went from 30 to 20 to 10.
But no, remember he told him because he said when he was going, well, when he was going to go up the steps, he said, "I need you to get up those." I think I can't remember if he said it was 200 and something. But remember when he had to go up there and he kept fighting his way, and he was tumbling down, and of course
Yeah,
the
because he
bad
had to
guy,
get there by sun up,
he had to get up
by
there by
sunrise.
sundown. And again, it lets you know one we're children of the sun. It also talk about the sun up and all that power with that as well. And then he gave him that deed.
That was the point I was looking at.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
That wasn't on a they made sure that that wasn't on a Mason demonic situation.
mm-hmm,
Hmm.
The fact that that duel had to take place the
mm-hmm.
minute the
The
sunrise.
Yeah.
minute it was, I think it was that he said, "What time did he said at 6:03?"
Yep, the minute the sunrise.
9.
Like that was deep. I was like, oh
Yeah.
And
yeah,
remember, he said
okay.
it's a beautiful morning for a sunrise. The morning this morning, Jonathan, and
You
his mhm,
you talk about the sun rising. I'm gonna
mhm,
kind of flip it to another dealing with the full moon. Okay, in Libra.
mm.
Okay, what's the significance of that?
Yeah, we are getting ready to have a
Mm,
full moon in Libra. So it's a
Hmm.
couple of energies there. First of all, full moon is completion and ending.
Hmm.
Libra deals again with legality,
Hmm.
contract, coupling, and partnership.
Mm.
So it's ending anything that are old contracts, partnerships, and it's happening right before Mercury's getting ready to go retrograde, which is it going back over things. So anything you don't end during that full moon is going to end during Mercury retrograde. So it's very important to check over anything that are contracts, old things, the old timeline, and any relationship or relationship type of things and partnerships. The other that's big thing that's important about this full moon is the north node and south nodes are getting ready to flip in July. So the north
Okay.
node meaning the direction you are to go is moving to Aries, which is individual, as well as your entrepreneurialistic. The south node, which is the direction you are to go no more, is going into to Libra, which is again ending contracts, ending in those partnerships. So again, all this old timeline is ending.
Mm.
So
Mm.
that's that again. It's the spirit and universe's way of saying I'm giving you one more chance. If y'all, because this, yeah.
mm-hmm.
Contracts, are you is it contracts like multi-level contracts, contracts with yourself,
And I'm saying
contracts
all
with your family?
contracts. I'm saying whether it's contracts here on earth. I'm saying if it's
Uh,
your spiritual contracts. I'm saying if
yeah,
it's
yeah, okay.
all things esoteric, spiritual,
Okay.
and the physical, all of them.
All of them. Okay,
Because
all
we are
contracts.
ending
Gotcha.
again an age. You have
Yeah.
to people don't
Yeah.
understand that we are coming into what is that the Bronze Age. So we're moving into a
The
new
golden age.
the
Yeah.
golden. Yeah.
That's right.
Mhm.
So part of this whole thing is like, and this all of y'all like, to simplify it. Don't worry about all that extra stuff that people are talking about with, filing all these documents and everything.
Mhm,
There's a
mhm,
Mhm.
specific way. It's not called status correction. It's called repudiation of citizenship.
mhm,
Mhm.
Okay, you are denouncing your U.S. citizenship to be a national
mhm, mhm,
Yeah.
because it's in the State Department website. You were born a national and a citizen,
mhm,
so
Mhm.
you're
Yeah.
both.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
already a national, but you just gotta get rid of the get it like John Wick,
Yeah.
get out the
get
system,
out. Mhm,
right? So that's as simple as that. But if you know now that these judges and everything and the black capes and the lawyers were all actors and they were all fake, so who was
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
real
Yeah.
one?
right.
Mhm.
Phoenix sent me something today, and there's two. He's an Asian guy, and then there's Mark Christopher,
Mhm,
which is the truth.
mhm,
Remember, they traded us in the stock market, right?
mhm,
Mhm.
Because we're real estate, right?
Mhm.
Who runs that? Who's responsible for the mailboxes, which is the most powerful controlling part
Mhm.
of the land?
Mhm.
Who do you think you need to talk to if you need to claim your land back? The ones who created the zip codes.
that's
Mhm.
That would be the postmaster judge.
Mhm. Hmm.
That's at the post office,
Yeah.
right.
not U.S. Postal Service. Post office.
Office.
They're
Yeah.
in the
It's
same
they're
building,
different. Yeah, but they're different.
but they're different, but
Yeah.
they're in
Mhm,
the same building,
Yeah.
mhm,
you know? when you start mailing out documents for the post office, you
Mm,
see how
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna start looking at you different
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
because they're
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
want to.
yeah.
Well, who are you?
mm,
Yeah.
When
Because
they
the
see
other
you
ones just
getting,
the
yeah,
other
when they
ones
see
might as
you,
well just
when they
be
see you
UPS.
asking for red labels, yeah, let me
Yeah,
get them red labels.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah, yeah,
what do you plan on doing? Just give me the red labels,
yeah,
okay?
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
I want to
And anybody,
personally keep the barcodes.
yeah,
Is that a
yeah,
problem? And then when you go to mail everything with those red labels,
mhm,
they stamp it and give you
yep,
mhm.
the receipt
yep,
because that's money.
yeah,
Right.
That red label is a bond,
Mhm,
yep. It's got a number.
a
Yep,
big
got a number right on
bond.
it. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The
mhm.
post office is a bank.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Best believe that.
Mm-hmm.
So when you start signing documents and you on that level
Mhm,
where you put in a 2 cent stamp
Yeah.
and you got your red ink pad
Mm-hmm.
with
Mm-hmm.
your seal, which is the red thumb, and you
Mm-hmm.
signing in red as in blood,
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Alive.
Sign of nature.
now they
Yep.
can't, now
Yep.
they know he is not a game.
Yeah.
Because you know they always say sign in black or blue. Why they always tell you
Uh-uh.
sign in black or blue?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's why, because they want
Bingo.
you to get.
Because you
Mm-hmm.
dead. Yeah. You got to be
Because you
purple.
did. But when you sign in red, yeah.
It's another thing that I learned from my goddess because she's a notary.
Mm,
And I
mm,
didn't
Yeah.
realize that in certain
mhm.
situations with certain documents and affidavits, the notary acts as an officer of the courts.
Yeah.
Mm,
Exactly.
So
Yep.
when you got certain documents notarized
Mm-hmm.
and then they get accepted and you put that paperwork together, you're
Mm-hmm.
supposed to go to the courts and record it.
Yeah.
mm,
Exactly. Put it
And
right in it.
once you
Yep.
record it, now they can't play with you.
Yep.
mm,
But
mm.
see, y'all got a lot of these finesses that would tell y'all that some
Right.
shit like status correction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me
Mm,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
$500 status correction so you can
Yeah.
get a 3-star passport. Don't listen to those people. They don't know what the
come
hell
on
they're
now.
talking about.
Tell them, Teddy. Thank you.
They
Thank
don't know what the hell
Yeah.
they're doing.
thank you.
They
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 act
don't they
I didn't
don't
know.
know what they're doing.
I didn't know that people still going that route. But yeah, I remember it's hot
They're
back.
going that route because they couldn't get into the Freemasonry, they couldn't be Illuminati, and
That's the best
whoever
damn
had them
thing.
sign that non-disclosure agreement was taken out. So now they think they could do these little tricks and stuff. I have the
Oh.
sauce because this is just the beginning. Your first
come on.
thing
Yeah.
is to be a national,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
the whole point is when you get your land,
Mm-hmm.
is to be executor of your estate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See, that's
Mhm.
when you're going in. That's why I keep trying to make people program to know you are real estate. Okay, so if
Mm-hmm.
I am real estate, what's the end game for this? Oh, the end game is you get all your endeavors together, get the paperwork, be in living man status.
Mm-hmm.
And those who are notaries, y'all
Now
put it
you
in there.
going all white
Yeah.
and you walk into probate court.
Mm-hmm.
Give me my executor letter.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I want my post box.
Mm-hmm.
And that house I got, yeah, go ahead and take that mailbox.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when your address has the 5-digit zip code and then the additional 4 numbers.
Yeah. Afterwards. Yeah. Yep.
That's private. That
Teddy,
means that even if the president come on your yard, you could blow his head off.
mm,
That's when you got the 1,000 watt bolts. You dig? People didn't
Mm-hmm.
get that. But you could see that when you go by Rick Ross's crib in Fayetteville, Georgia.
mm,
You could
Mm-hmm.
see some of them out there
Mm-hmm.
on that land. And
Mm-hmm.
they got them 1,000-volt fences. Because they
Mm-hmm.
sovereign.
Yeah.
They're a whole different breed.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You're not supposed to be known at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You don't exist. You don't want people to know who you are.
Yeah.
And that's where it's at. It's always been there. It's always been there. But the
Oof.
problem is it's been a man sport.
Yeah.
That has to
Oh,
stop.
all white man sport.
yeah.
You know what I'm
It has to
saying?
stop. Like,
Yeah.
you know, women need to learn about this money game as
Yeah.
far as how it worked, how they did it to them, what their value is, and how they're going to implement that and protect their
See,
children.
I'm thinking about everything we talked about tonight, And
Mhm.
in thinking about just the key word I keep hearing is reset, but not a reset like people just think about, financials reset, but this is it's a all encompassing reset
Yeah,
from the
lifestyle, everything.
astrological,
Everything.
everything. It's
Yes,
from the top of everything on
I
the
mean, it's
other
even
side of the atom onto the most practical things that we did in life. It's a complete flip.
how
it
you eat,
is.
how you drink, how you live, how you think,
Everything.
It
how
is.
you move. It's a
We
complete.
as men got to catch up to them on the astrology part
Yeah, 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 yeah.
because whether we like it or not, we got the divine feminine in us too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I break this down to some of my homies, and I'm like, bro, you got to understand. Um, the head is their
Mm-hmm.
clitoris.
Mm-hmm.
The vaginal canal is our rod. Their ovaries is our testicles. We both have prostates. Think about it. We both have nipples.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, get to it.
Y'all's work. We don't.
We're one.
Mm-hmm.
So we do have that divine feminine,
Mm-hmm.
but we gotta know this astrology. We gotta connect with that
Yeah.
so that we could communicate with them better, and that eliminates
Yeah.
the
And
suppression.
Mars and
Yeah.
Cancer is perfect
And the
concept
ego and
because
all that
Mars is
stuff.
a
Yeah,
Yeah.
naturally
Yeah. Yeah.
masculine
Yeah.
energy. And Cancer is
it
a
gotta eliminate
Yeah,
that.
that makes sense because you're talking on a higher level. You're not talking on just the human level when we can have the pride, ego, anything, and you're just talking on frequencies of nature or the
That's
universe.
right.
you,
Yeah,
but you
I'm gonna
need.
put you
I have to say you have
like
to not only know the astrology, but you have to know what they call chakras or auras or the planets, everything because the planets, all of it is all in line. So what
yeah,
they call the kundalini, the auras, the chakras, all of
mhm,
that. Because how can you go up to the 33rd? The whole thing with the secret society, the 33rd, like it's
yeah.
people who are Masonic people that would come to me and ask me questions because they didn't have the information knowledge on astrology, planets,
Mm-mm.
going up
well,
to the yeah to the information. So that's
No,
why
they
you
don't got
so
that. They
now
don't
what
got
you
it in there.
think, these little fuckboy voodoo priests, these masons will have not,
Yeah.
they stole that from you.
Mm-hmm.
And they
well they saw a part
spellbounded
of it.
you,
Well
and
they
then they
saw a part of it,
tricked
but they
us to
didn't have all of
thinking,
it. Yeah.
"Oh, we're the men. We're supposed to be this,
Man,
that."
But no, no,
they
no.
don't got
The
no. They don't got no
well, the
real
people
info.
in
Them
America,
Masons,
but if you
man.
go to other countries,
No,
they're
but you
female
get what I'm
maidens.
saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I'm with you.
This is what they did with Babylon.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that's over.
yeah.
Yeah,
So now the women are gonna have to teach us about the astrology thing and this, that, whatever. But we got to put them in position.
yeah.
Mhm.
And what
And
is the
protect them.
number one way to be in that position?
Hmm.
All right, let me tell you about this money game and how it's really gonna go down.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
We gotta have this trust,
yeah.
and then you sit in the dinner table after
Hmm.
dinner. Kids are asleep, right? Okay, let me let's sign this document. We're gonna put this there. We're gonna get together with the whole family, and then there's the family trust,
Hmm.
family meetings,
Hmm.
and then all the aunties
Mhm.
and the mothers and the daughters have their once a month meetings.
Yeah, yeah.
You get it?
That's your
Hmm.
counsel. That's like your counsel.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like when they talk
That's what
about
they've
the
been
high
doing.
table, like when they
Yeah,
call it
that's what
the
they've been
high
doing.
table, that's the flip of the
Yeah,
high table.
that's
They
yeah,
kept saying it was the 12, but it was really 13
Right.
because
yeah.
the head seat of the
They
mother seat is the 13th seat.
yeah.
That's the high table.
And what are you women doing? Oh, you're talking about health,
Mhm.
Hmm. Yeah.
you know, the elders, making sure
Hmm.
they all right.
Family, man.
What we
Yeah,
doing about these social securities? Are they
yeah,
taking
yeah.
care of them? Is the insurance
Hmm.
doing well?
Hmm.
Here's the number one thing. Here's the number one thing. I promise you, just this bit of education right here
Hmm.
would change the whole game for every woman in the world. The day that women finally actually understand what a life insurance policy is,
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Yep, yep, yep. You're right. No, you're 100% right. They'll look at everything, especially if they work. They'll look at everything. They look at 401k differently. All right. Yeah, they won't even. Yeah, you're right. That's very true. And the way that You can take that same thing that they've been doing, all the stuff they've been doing for what for thousands of years. You know what I'm saying?
You
Just
know,
over
you
and over
put a
again.
$500,000 policy
Mm-hmm.
on yourself and your kids.
Mm-hmm.
I
It's
don't
true.
care what your credit score is.
Yep. It
You
don't
can
matter.
use that as collateral to buy a
Yeah.
That
house.
sure
Yep.
can. Yeah.
Like that's
This
the
is
game
real.
that they were playing.
Yep. It's
Mm-hmm.
real.
So if that's the case
Mm-hmm.
of you insuring your life,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
where's it coming from?
Mm-hmm.
You know how many women in the Midwest and Texas are waking up
Yeah.
to the Tuskegee Trust?
Mm-hmm.
Because they had to figure out how is CPS getting 3.5 million for my kid?
That part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where's this 1.5 from me and 1.5 from the father? Where's that coming from? Oh, there's this thing called this. What?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So at some point you gotta ask yourself, why am I not claiming this?
Yeah.
Oh, it's because I was too lazy. I didn't want to read the Constitution. I hated math. You know,
All the
I don't
excuses.
want to. I don't want to learn how to do my own taxes, so I'm gonna pay a tax preparer. Oh, I don't want to do this, so I'm gonna pay a lawyer. Yep,
Mm-hmm.
that's what they did. Matter of fact, everything is a bond.
Yeah.
By the way, I can't wait to when I get. I'm going nuts. I'm going nuts. I'm filing so much paperwork. I want all those bonds for every single speeding ticket.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
need that.
Yep. That's right.
I need,
They all
and
got
I
the nut
need.
red,
But they got
red right
bonds
on them.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
should
Yep.
That
do.
twenty,
You're
that
right.
$25
Mm-hmm.
million that $25 million insurance policy you put on that driver's license. I need that too.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. The $15 million that's sitting on my child support. I need that.
Mm.
I need all that. If you don't give me that, I'm a snitch. I'm gonna tell all the dads. I'm gonna tell all the dads. It's over. Either way, there's so, and that's the whole point of this. The Nasara and the Jasara is one thing.
Mhm,
Get it?
Mm-hmm.
But you have so much bad, fraudulent,
mhm, mhm,
open accounts
Mm-hmm.
that you have to recuperate before you even get to the point of tapping into your Tuskegee Trust.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That's the point. Like
Mm-hmm.
before you even think about getting to that big pot of gold,
mhm,
you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give y'all two guaranteed tips, right? You got your birth certificate, right?
mhm,
Mm-hmm.
So there's a strategic way for you to navigate under the Treasury Direct website and you go on the bond calculator.
mhm,
Now, those of you who were born before 1981, you have two. You have an E bond and an EE bond.
mhm,
The
mhm,
E bond is dated May 1952 when they started in the stock market.
mhm,
That's a guaranteed receipt. Otherwise, you'll go on the EE bond and use the date on your birth certificate and the 6-digit serial number that's on your birth certificate.
Mm-hmm.
And it's right there in plain sight. Denominations of 10,000 all the way down to 1,000. You will see your bonds. They celebrate your birthday every year and create a new bond
mhm,
while you party.
mhm,
Okay? They do that.
Yeah.
So that's one angle. What was the other angle that you got to look at besides that? There's so many. There's so many
Mm-hmm.
levels. There's just so many. But that's the starter of that.
I
Yeah.
mean, like, I highly recommend everybody, like the notary publics I've seen, like a couple comments coming here where people saying, "Hey, I'm a notary," and these are obviously legitimate, true notaries. We want to have like integrity. I know Teddy's Goddess is one. I think I saw another person in here said that she was a notary, or he may have been a notary. I don't know if it was he or she getting with them, and then obviously, getting with Teddy and his other people. Um, that's what we need to do. This is how, to me, this is our way out. This is, I mean, yes, we're discussing current events and John Wick, but we're trying to bring down to real world solutions.
Mhm.
Obviously, we was discussing about the matriarch. What are we supposed to do? This is the energy where we need to assert um our power back and reclaim, like how they will say, we're reclaiming our time. Reclaim.
Yeah.
This is where we need to get, because
Mhm.
not
Now,
only
Mhm.
I will say
astrologically.
this. First, you
Mhm.
gotta identify yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I'm going down one path because of the fact that I'm first generation from Haiti.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if some of you have an ancestry that's before 1776,
Right.
Mhm.
friend, Yahweh,
Yeah.
Alpha David.
Yep.
That's a big boy, Alpha David.
Yep. That
And
paperwork.
what you
Yep. The
gotta
receipt.
understand is, do not treat this like a credit application. This is a very simple thing. You write your thing, you get your Alpha David together, you get your endeavors together. I can't tell you specifics because of national security, but a lot of you know what I'm talking about. You
Mhm.
do it the right way, they have to file it and record it. Get it? You
Mhm.
got to own that strong man. It's a certain procedure while you're becoming nationalized.
Yeah.
Okay? And that ends with you going to the Social Security Administration and telling them, I'd like to have my social without the dashes and lower
Mhm.
caps, please.
And get
That
your
part.
name out of all the caps.
Mhm.
That
Yep.
part.
All caps gotta go. Yep.
All the caps
Then
got.
at that point, you go to the passport and get your real ID with the
And I know
five
the one that
stars.
says Celia on the
Because,
other side, she can help you get your live birth certificate. Like if you don't have that, I know that she'll be able to assist
yeah,
you in that as
because
well,
the
because
live
that's
birth
something
you
you need.
keep. That's what
Yeah,
you
you
Yeah.
keep
need
in the
that one.
safe.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
original.
The
And
original.
if you
They
got
help
the
you get
original
that.
with all the seals on it, guess what?
Mm-hmm.
It's already authenticated.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to go extra doing all these authentications when you
Mm-hmm.
got the original that's already authenticated.
Right.
It's only if you traveling to like Haiti and you want to transfer 10 million over there and you want them to treat you like a heart of gold
Mm-hmm.
with diplomatic immunity.
Mhm.
Yeah, then you go ahead and get your birth certificate authenticated for all that. But it's not even that serious, right? The whole point of getting to that level is to get to the status of executor of estate. Because executor of estate, that's when you get your land and your house, your 40 acres and a
Yeah.
mule, and you're
Yeah.
not paying state tax.
Yeah.
You're not paying property tax. It's
Property
different.
tax. Yeah. Mhm.
You can have your water well and you don't have to worry about water rights.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
You can have your solar panels and tell you the power company, send me the check,
Yeah.
run my money,
My money. Mm-hmm.
you know, or I'll power up all your other customers.
Well, that's what they're doing in Paris right now.
You
Yeah.
know, well, Paris is different because those people are ignorant and they deserve it.
Well, yeah, they absolutely do. Yeah.
They deserve it.
There's that point.
So,
Mhm.
and Paris owes.
Yeah, they definitely owe.
Yeah. Yeah.
They owe.
They up
So
there too. They up there
Europe
too.
owes. When they
Yeah.
tried to do that euro dollar thing, that was
Mm-hmm.
the worst thing they could have
Yeah.
possibly done.
Yep.
Yep.
And
That
it's
Boris
messing
Johnson, yeah, between him and yeah, they
it's
just had
messing them up
a
and they deserve
mess.
it. But
That
everybody
inflation.
has a Tuskegee trust that was linked to the Vatican.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Trump and all them, they took those deeds. Those things
Yeah.
are not valid. Those contracts
Mhm.
are up
I mean,
Mhm.
from
even last month
2000
there was
July
a number of
2019.
yeah, 'cause the
So
woman
now
had
it's a
the birth
claim,
certificate out. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
but they never
Mhm.
taught us how to do that. They
Right.
flipped it
Mhm.
on us.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
we were on the de facto.
That's so.
So what you have to do is when you're playing this Matrix game to
Mm-hmm.
be like Neo, or you
Mhm.
can snap your fingers and get anything you want,
Mhm.
is you gotta switch yourself out of the IMF system from debtor
Right.
to creditor. See, they
Creditor.
got
Yeah.
all the women as debtors.
Mhm.
So in order for the matriarch to rise, we gotta switch all of our women to creditors.
Mhm.
But you see, not many figured this shit out on a spiritual level as an accountant
Mhm.
like I did,
Come
which
on.
is
Mhm.
why damn Ephah was just like, yeah, you're the auditor of the universe. You'd be a great
Mhm.
Bible out. You know that?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Mhm.
damn, you're recruiting accountants for what?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
But it's needed.
And then it's because when I'm looking at the old King James, I'm like, shit,
Yeah.
this is not about money.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This is our
Mhm.
life force they're sitting
Yeah.
on.
Mhm.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Mhm.
Like,
I'm with you.
bear with me on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Mhm.
You do a job for me and build me a house
Mhm.
with your blood, sweat, and tears,
Mhm.
right? I give you $1 million cash
Mhm.
for that. What you gonna do with the $1 million? You're gonna buy something with it, right?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But suppose I gave you $1 million worth of gold.
Mm.
Mm.
You're
What
gonna
would you
sit on
do
it.
with it?
You're gonna sit on it. You're gonna
It's a
sit
different
on it.
feeling,
A
right?
different feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You you
Yeah.
you
Because
were
if you got
sitting
the
you were
cash, you're
sitting in
trying to
your
buy because you
apartment.
want to see it and you want to have
You
something
will
tangible.
literally
It's
sit in
real.
your
It's real.
apartment. Yeah, you would
Mhm.
sit in your apartment. You feel
Mhm.
good looking at it every
Yeah.
day.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. You have
Mhm.
something.
They
Driving a
flipped it on
Ford
them.
Focus
It's
Mhm.
tangible. It's tangible.
That's why with that fake fiat, everybody's always buying, buying. That's why
because
it's so much debt.
that's the
Mhm.
pure energy exchange I gave you with a mineral.
Mhm. Mhm.
Get
Yeah.
it?
Mhm.
Once upon a time, we were so great, we were eating gold. It was in
Yeah.
our diet.
Yep. That's
Yeah, we
true.
literally were. Yeah, we were.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mhm.
was in our
Literally.
diet.
Mhm.
So now you got to think
Mhm.
the Seskey Trust, the way they've been operating and having us messing around with this funny monopoly devil money.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
That means we've always had the gold
Yep.
Mhm.
from our participation in school. Get it?
Yeah.
You thought school was free? You
Mhm.
thought the school lunches were free? Nah, the
Mm-hmm.
schools is getting paid, and the
Yeah.
Yeah.
principal's driving the porch to school because
Mm-hmm.
they're tapping your trust from
Mhm.
school. You know, the scam was financial aid. It still
Mm-hmm.
is.
I
It
mean,
still
even
is.
down
Yep.
in the public school systems with elementary, it's the reason that when they decide to create the charter schools and they pass all the bills and say, well, we're going to take this money and now you can transfer to charter schools. Now they've said, now you
Insurance
can transfer
companies.
to private
Mm-hmm.
schools because they're coming into our money. Yeah,
Just
they're
think
taking
about
our
Yeah.
it.
money just
Yeah.
transfer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't treat your insurance policies like a
Mhm.
house.
Mhm.
There's no payoff.
Mhm.
Where do you think they're getting the money from? If they gotta
Mm-hmm.
pay you out, where do you think they're getting the money from? Where do you think FEMA's gonna get the money from on a disaster?
Mm-hmm.
How do you think the military has the money to have all their weapons and tanks and guns and all of that stuff? What do those boys do when they turn 18? Oh, they sign their life away to the military, right?
And they
What
make
did
them
they
do.
say? We own you. And then they let you go to school and give you a GI Bill and tell you, we'll go half on you on a house. This
Well,
is
I got
what
one
they're
better. They make
doing.
people even as soon every boy has to register for select service at 18, so they come and get you then.
This is
Mm-hmm.
what they're doing.
Yeah.
This is what they're doing. The keynote speakers that operating as pastors, like the Joel Austeens and
Mm.
Masons like T.D.
Oh, they high
Jakes,
level. They
Yeah.
high level. They doing
Yeah.
witchcraft
they on a
everywhere.
whole nother
Down,
level
down.
with
Yeah.
it.
They are. Yep.
Mhm.
It's true.
They make you sign a non-disclosure agreement if you want to be one of their members and sit on the board.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I have
Mm-hmm.
to do a non-disclosure agreement? That's why the Bible Belt about to get banged up.
Oh, it's gonna get hit. A lot of these churches gonna start burning down. I'm telling you, just like how we saw that Jesus get hit with that plasma light, and that Shango came and hit that Jesus. That Shango hit those Georgia guys on. Shango hit that White House. These churches is next. I told you, watch for
Okay.
Mhm. Well, they're doing the tribunal executions
them.
on their grounds on purpose.
Mhm.
That's what's happening at the White House.
Mhm.
The White House was a very powerful demonic place. I mean, it's the shape of an owl,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So we were
Well,
living in
the whole Washington D.C. was just a whole ritual. It was set up from where they had the monuments to all the buildings to the White House. The whole city was set
they've
up just
always had it.
like
Yeah.
Rome.
It's all
It's a mirror
symbolism,
slip of
Masonic.
Rome.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Remember,
They went
Yeah.
to
they mimicked it. That's why you
the
see
mirror
what's
slip.
going on in
Yeah,
Israel. You
Mm-hmm.
gotta understand, they just woke up to the fact that, hold up, this is not really Israel. No,
Yeah.
so we're not who we. No,
Yeah.
so
No.
wait a minute,
Yeah.
what's this whole thing with the Christians?
And
No,
then you just got
Mm-mm.
Saudi and Iran just then came in peace. The Shia,
I
yeah,
know. I
they've
know.
been sworn enemies because they really. I'm telling you, the spell has been broken
It's been
off of
broken. Yep.
everybody.
It's true. It's
They
true.
said
The veil
never
has
has
been lifted.
Saudi
The
and
veil has been
Iran
lifted.
ever been like ever. And then you had the
and then all
Chinese came
realize they've been
and came to
bamboozled.
peace
Yep.
again.
Yep. They've been lied to. Just
You
yep.
Everybody
see,
realized that it
Everybody.
was the whole
Everybody been
spell
lied
being
to. Yep.
broken.
them,
Mm-hmm.
India, they all getting tore
They
up
all.
because of the way they
Mm-hmm.
treated their women.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that.
The way they treated their women, they're going
Mm-hmm.
down. That's why
Mm-hmm.
Turkey is done.
Turkey is over. Mm-hmm.
China's been done, by the way.
And the real truth they want you
They're
to know
just
what's
not
really going
showing
on
you.
in Russian stuff is
Mm-hmm.
that it ain't that they
Yeah.
ready
You.
to
But
fight. It's
You.
behind those
Yeah.
labs that they was
A lot of
creating
cats in
this
China dying.
disease. Mm-hmm.
Because
And
here's the deal:
the
we're in
extraterrestrials are coming
2023,
from Russia.
Mm-hmm.
and what people are gonna realize is, as far as natural people with souls,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So there is a
there's less than a billion of us.
Mm-hmm.
well,
The
it's way less
rest, the
than that.
rest are clone Cabbage Patch Kids,
A lot of phony balonies. Yep.
Whatever I told you, so there's
reptilian, whatever.
90% reduction in population. So they've already told you that much. So I mean, they
Mm-hmm.
know what's really going on. It's not.
Yeah.
No,
It's
no,
not a
but
secret.
Phoenix, they've been doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
We're
I know.
just now figuring it out.
No,
Yeah.
but I'm saying when they said it's going to be a
You
70
know?
90% reduction, they already know what's going on. Is what I'm
Yeah.
saying. They
Yeah,
know.
when they're saying that, it's because they got to get rid of the
Yeah,
NPCs.
they
The
got to get rid of
NPCs ain't
NPCs
gonna last
going
with
to
the
stop.
sun.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
sun, they thought that sun tore them up last summer. Wait till it go this summer. This year is a Yimmy Ya year.
Oh yeah. 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 Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
this is a 7
Well,
year.
this time
Next year,
going forward. Yeah.
yeah, this is over. This is Yimmy.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a raise. This is
We.
a
I mean,
complete.
we continuously just see every day the most abstract newest things that we haven't seen before.
And it's
Every
at a
single
very
day.
rapid pace.
No,
At a
but
very
what's
Yeah.
crazy is it's from the past.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Recycling. Yeah.
when you
Repeat.
finding cell phones from the pyramids, when you're
Mm-hmm.
seeing how they're bringing up Nikola Tesla, when you
Yeah.
see how after the Nassar and the Jassar with the economic reset,
Yeah.
right? The big reset and everything.
Mm-hmm.
We're going back to the 1950s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's my theory.
Mm-hmm.
Humor me on this. I'm an Arrowak, cousins to the Mayans.
Mm-hmm.
As far as our calendar is concerned,
Mhm.
2012 was in
It's a
2020.
wrap. Yep.
2021. Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's over. Yep.
We're going
Mm-hmm.
backwards.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you're starting to hear astrologers say stuff like time is nothing anymore.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't know what to do. Yeah.
We're
It ran
not
its
we're not
course.
we're not gonna die. We're just
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
gonna ascend.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
These
Mhm.
type of
Mm-hmm.
things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We're supposed to be living hundreds of years
But
Mhm.
that's what they said though.
because even Trump
Yep.
said it himself.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
People are dying that have never died before,
Mm-hmm.
right? They're finding certain tombs and certain graves where they're dead, but they have even deteriorated.
All the Tartarian structures are
We're
being
going
found in
backwards.
so many
Yep.
groups.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
everything is going back and first. You can see.
I
It,
bet you
it,
there's a few of you on this live where you like, you know what, it's true. I have been feeling like a kid these days, you know, a little teenager. I've been feeling like that, a little youthfulness.
Mhm.
Yup.
I
And
We're
mean,
going
they're calling it the
backwards.
Mandela effect.
yeah,
That's
Yeah.
going
you
back.
said
That's
it earlier. The
yeah.
veil, like again, the veil, all this illusion, this matrix, it's gone, man. You know what I'm saying? We're seeing for like I've looked back now, and I'm so happy. In a very interesting point, because you were talking about being Arawak, as far as like even being indigenous to the land. You know what I'm saying? The way that they flipped that whole thing, you know what I'm saying? And the true our story about us
Hmm.
being here in America, you know what I'm saying? It is the exact opposite that all of us, that's been told
Hmm.
in the history books. They lied so deep, you
They
know what I'm
did.
saying?
Deep,
And you know
Did.
what I'm saying? On the
deep.
highest levels, and we were already here chilling the whole time. You know what
Mhm.
I'm
Well, our
saying?
people too.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm
Like
saying.
I,
That's what I'm
I,
saying.
I talk to my cousins and I'm looking at my
Hmm.
mom and I'm like, so y'all gonna spend the rest of y'all lives with this whole Toussaint was a slave bit?
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
Mhm.
for
yeah,
real?
yeah,
We're not gonna talk about how he had the most white Saxon slaves?
yeah.
No, we're not gonna
Exactly.
talk about
Yep.
that.
Yeah, exactly,
Nah,
exactly,
we're not gonna
exactly.
talk about that.
That story.
We're not gonna talk about how they had the aristocrat clothings
Hey, yep.
Exactly. And
'Cause you see it
receipts
all
all
before
over
over
the
the
the place.
place.
French came.
Yeah.
Wait, hold up.
Yeah. Where did
Hold
that
up.
come from?
Hold
Slaves
up.
dressed like that?
Wait a minute. Wait a
Yeah, because
minute.
it's
Wait
like,
a
where did
minute.
all these clothes and this high society stuff come from?
Wait
I
a
mean, we still
minute.
see we still got the receipts today.
The
I don't
receipts is
care from the
receipts.
Morris side. I don't care from what he was
I
talking
mean,
about.
because I was telling
It's
Teddy, I
right
was
there.
like, can I go back on both sides of my family?
No, but this
And
is what
start back.
trips me out with the Moors, right?
Hmm.
So y'all want to say all this stuff, but we had our hat on top of the flag first. What's that hat on top of the palm tree? See, this right here is what used to piss me off with some of these Miami Haitian boys.
Hmm.
Because I used to be like, y'all celebrating Haitian Flag Day, but y'all don't even know what's going on with that flag.
Mm.
Because if you did, you pay attention to the hat or the fed
Hmm.
or the fez
Yeah.
that was all wrinkled up on top of the damn palm tree.
Mm.
Does that mean we were Moors?
Hmm.
Nope. But what it did mean is we were rulers of all. Hmm. Meaning no more ruled over us.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Though Muslim,
Hmm. Yeah.
we were invaded by Napoleon,
Hmm.
and our women got pissed off, and Haiti had absolutely nothing. You see how I'm simplifying it for you?
Hmm.
We had absolutely nothing to do with Nigeria, but we created Oshun. Like, let's break that down.
Hmm.
How is it that we could talk about Ifa and the Orishas and this, that, or whatever? How do we create Oshun?
Well, she was a slip of Freya, right? From the way I got it.
Yeah.
She's responsible for that Revolutionary War. Like a razorback, she tore the motherfuckers up.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's some gangster shit.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
That you turn a beautiful, spirited woman into a damn Eurisha
Hmm.
in the 1800s?
Mm. Yeah.
The Eurishas is the beginning.
Yeah. Hmm.
So you gotta see what I'm talking about here.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like, that would be the first time that happened in a million years, right? And the fact that half of those mountains is a damn asteroid.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Come on. That's
Yeah.
it. Hmm.
Hmm.
And they've been trying to get to it. Yeah.
Yep.
Like, I don't care about the logistics.
Yeah.
We made Oshun, countries sitting on asteroids. No, y'all figure it out.
Hmm.
But now we know why y'all want to beat our ass so bad and take our
Yep.
land.
That's why you want it.
That's
Yep. That's why
it.
you
That's
coming
why.
at it.
That's why.
Yep.
That's why
That's
you
why you
wanted it
kept
so
coming
Yep.
and
bad.
kept coming
That's
and
why they
kept
coming at
coming
it.
and
Yep.
kept
So then we got mad and said, you know what? Let's take your shit back.
Hmm.
My thing is, as if I become a national and everything, I'm not gonna be like I want my 40 acres and a mule. I will say this. I'm just asking for my ancestors and my great great grandfather that was the 15th general, 15th president of Haiti. Where the fuck's our cut from that Louisiana purchase?
Mm, come on.
Yeah.
Can we get our cut? Can we get our cut, please?
That's deep, man.
I mean,
Because they
can we
That's
sure
get
deep.
our
did.
cut though?
Yeah. That's deep. Yeah.
Mm,
Y'all been charging these people on that land a
Yeah.
lot of property taxes and everything. But you know what? I'm just gonna leave this affidavit here. I want you guys to think about it. Because I
Hmm.
got a score to settle with the Florida
yeah.
Seminole tribe about
Yeah.
this Gullah
Yeah.
War shit.
Yeah. They got
Mm,
what? Yep.
I want that check two player. Y'all been
Hmm.
getting $4,000 a month
mm,
forever, and we helped y'all get that. Y'all bamboozled these other pet cats for reparations, Didn't tell them that all they had to do was file prisoners of war. The Japanese tried to tell them for Pearl Harbor,
Mhm. Mhm.
but
Mm-hmm.
y'all let them give them that Black American, African American title.
Title. Yep.
Wow. You
Mm-hmm.
couldn't at least tell them to read the Black Laws Dictionary?
Back then, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mhm.
You got all these women on Section A and everything, and their ancestors were prisoners of war.
Yeah. I hope y'all caught that. I hope y'all
I
caught
caught
that.
all of it. I know exactly what he's saying.
Yeah. I hope y'all caught
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
That's why they're so quiet.
Yeah.
Mhm. That's why it's like
Cherokees,
I
all of
got
them,
all of
Yep. I
the
hope
what
y'all
they call
caught that.
the civilized side.
they're
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Civilized
quiet.
Fire Tribe. Yep. Yep.
Mhm. The
Yep.
Choctaw, Cherokee,
You have to
Seminole.
you have to
Mhm.
reconfigure the whole. You have to
Whole,
have the
yeah.
look at the whole picture and reconfigure it to what really happened.
I was asking why
And
did they call them civilized and why?
yeah.
But
Yeah,
then
Mm-hmm.
who
when
made
they
them and why those sides?
when the Rahises and them start coming through with it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
they're gonna realize the land that's due to them
Mm-hmm.
is where these $2 Indians are at.
Yeah. Exactly.
So that
Exactly.
means somebody from Florida about to get that hard rock
But
casino.
they already starting to get put off their lands. If you start looking at the news now in different places, they're already starting to get put off the land.
Somebody gonna
Mm-hmm.
get
Yeah.
that hard rock casino.
See that,
Somebody gonna get
and that's what
that
Rod kept
Dolphin
on saying.
Stadium.
That's what Rod kept on saying. He had to
Yeah,
put the
he did.
pieces.
Yeah,
He
he
had to
did.
put the pieces together because we all, if you know any of the stuff that we talk about, we all knew this before, but it
Mhm.
Mhm.
is just a matter of configure it in
Put
the
the
right spot. Now, just like you said, simplifying it. You know what I'm saying? Just like you did, it makes it so simple because the pieces are coming, and you're looking at it like, oh my God, it was right in front of us.
That's
But
right.
yeah,
We
the puzzle.
our hands are all over that
Yeah, yeah,
You want to
it's
because
get
true.
in, you want to get like a couple questions typed in. 'Cause
because
I know it's getting like we've been going like probably almost 3 hours on. You want to get a couple questions
Oh,
typed.
I didn't notice.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Because I'm getting ready to lay down here in a little bit.
no. We no. You know what? Here's what we're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? It's because it's been an active chat. I've been peeping them, and we've been kind of feeding off their questions anyway. So
Mhm.
we got to keep it up, sis and brother. We got to keep on giving it to the people. You know what I'm saying? Different topic, different conversations, man. Brother Teddy, man, it was an honor having you here. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Gratitude.
yes, sir.
My thing
Uh huh.
is that you're right.
Hmm.
So we gotta keep giving the people the information.
Hmm.
But I want to give people information that they could put into action.
Helpful that they
Yeah,
can.
exactly. No, it's yeah.
Yeah,
You're
that's
right.
actual real
We've
information.
been talking, it's
That's
been a
true, man.
couple of years, and
Hmm.
trust me, I figured it out in the most simplest fashion.
Okay.
So all those other gurus with all their little stuff, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because
we
it's like the
we,
reason,
we
like I want to mention, I was like, he got the like
I just got to put the
the
language
financial that
together.
side, and then like I'm on the feminine energy, so I'm on because you have to. Because at the end of the day, what they did to us was spiritual. They hit us on both sides. They hit
Yeah.
us spiritually, and they
Hmm.
hit us in the earth and in the paperwork and all that. So
Every
we have
aspect.
to also get this aspect of relearning because, like I said, these
Exactly.
people on Wall Street and the presidents and all those people, they all had astrologers. They knew what was going on. They all knew about the energy and the reikis and the
Hmm.
doulas and that. So we have to relearn, refigure that out,
Exactly. Yeah.
get our power and our information and energy
Exactly.
back
It
of
it
where we were
it's
and where we used
yeah.
to be.
No. And you're right. And that's why me and the
Because it's
good
not a
sister were
one
talking.
lane. It's not one
Yeah, it's
lane
not one lane.
by any means.
That's why I was telling a good sister, like, you know what I'm saying? Even though some of us think we're woke, we're conscious, nah, you're just becoming woke and conscious to the where that we got to start back over and relearn this stuff.
Yeah.
That you were programmed before and now
Mhm.
you got to get on the real program.
Yeah,
Hmm.
we all been
That's why I was
intact
just
muscle. Yeah, that's why
yeah,
I
It's
know
gonna
one
be
yeah.
person. One
it's
person don't know
real
how to answer
Yeah,
fast.
all of
exactly.
us.
It's
Exactly.
real
It's like,
fast to
mhm,
relearn everything. All you
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
do
yeah,
is
yeah.
take out black and African American, replace it with indigenous,
mhm.
Yep.
take
Yep.
out slavery and
Yep.
replace it with prisoners of war.
Yes,
POW.
exactly. Exactly.
Okay,
Mhm.
Exactly.
because
That's
if
American.
you
Hmm.
yeah, all that other stuff, throw it out the window
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
original Freeman that Morgan Freeman's ancestry took the name from was this lady who the guy tried to make her a slave and she ended up taking him to court in the 1700s and won the
Hmm.
farmland and the money. and the freedom at the same time. Get it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if that was happening in the 1700s, where a sister is
Yeah.
taking a white man to court
Yeah. Exactly.
and winning, I don't want to hear nothing about, oh,
Yeah.
you guys didn't
Yeah.
know how to read the
Mm-hmm.
Underground Railroad. Nah,
Mm-hmm.
throw that
All them
out.
lies. All them
Cap,
lies. Yep.
cap, 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 cap. But the
Cap all
thing
the way
about it
cap.
is that
It's true.
we can't be in this hamster wheel with the history.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
very simple. I'm trying to simplify it because it's a very difficult language. This laws of the land, this Tuskegee Trust, um this document, paperwork.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the reason why Rod Hayes stays away from it, well, he can because he's ancestors before 1776. But it's called syntax grammar.
Mm-hmm.
It's when they're flipping the words all the time on you.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of we were taught the wrong English. How about
Yeah.
that?
Yes,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
put us
Yeah.
in a spell and a curse. We were using our own stuff against us.
So it's
We were,
spellbound on
Yeah.
yourself.
The
it
language.
was
Yeah. The
spell as
language was
well
the
as
spell.
Yeah, we're
writing
doing a
stuff.
Spelling.
The
spell on
cursing is a
ourselves.
curse.
Spelling. The
Yes,
Right.
language
spelling
is a
is a
spell.
spell
Yeah.
and
Because no
putting a
matter
curse on ourselves.
yeah, no matter what it
Yeah.
is,
Mm-hmm.
they have this thing. Even the finessers, right? Even the pimps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
A pimp been told you this.
Mm-hmm.
We're to be chosen.
Yeah.
That means they understood the laws of consent,
Yeah.
Hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's when we have to look internally at ourselves and say, you know what? This on me. I ain't take my life that serious. I got caught up in this finesse, this microwave mentality, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You know,
This
I
matrix.
don't watch television or anything and I cut all that out because I had to regain my attention span.
Mm-hmm.
I find myself not being able to keep an attention span past 2 minutes
Yeah.
because of social
Hmm.
media.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I can only imagine what these kids and all of them are going through,
Yeah.
right? So these are the things that we gotta just we're gonna have more conversations,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah. We're
gonna
gonna.
be when I come through, I'm coming through with action.
Yeah. Yeah.
By
Yeah.
this. Let's do this so that the next time we talk, now the Q&A is gonna be some serious Q&A
Mm-hmm.
because now you're gonna have some people that got paperwork in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're gonna start asking, well, Teddy, I got this form right here. How do I do this part?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Or now it's a situation where we end up attracting people who are already crossed over
Yeah. Yeah.
and they
Yeah. Yeah.
start
Yeah.
giving
Yeah.
us
Yeah.
tips
They
on
start
how to
coming back.
set up a
Yeah.
family
They,
bank,
mm-hmm.
you know, because you
They're
see what's
reaching back.
happening in Georgia, right?
Yeah.
You see what's happening in Georgia,
Yep.
right? They swore they were on point and they knew what they were doing and they got bamboozled. They ain't buy no land. They thought they did.
They got got.
Yeah.
They got got.
Until somebody did a real claim.
Mm-hmm.
They went and bought all this land and didn't pay attention to the real slick Rick that went ahead and paid the property taxes on that land that they bought
Snatched
for
it
a
right
few
up.
years. And they keep forgetting, like, listen, one thing is for sure, if you love this country and you live here, possession is
Mm-hmm.
nine
9/10 of
tenths
them.
of the
Yep.
law.
Yep.
You gotta beat them at their own game.
Mm-hmm.
They squatted on our shit.
Yep.
We gonna squat on
Yes.
theirs. We're gonna squat on yours too,
Mm-hmm.
just the same.
Yep.
So, you know, that's about it with me on that one. Because I'm
Indeed.
still putting in work.
Hey man, this I'm gonna tell y'all this is one of my one of the best conversations I've had since I've opened this bad boy up, and I already knew when as soon as the good sister said we're gonna bring Teddy on, I said all right, this internet might crack in half after we get all these three on.
Got to. Got to.
So we're gonna be back, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Me and the good sister, we already kind of talked about how we're gonna, start tag teaming
Yeah.
more events, more
Got to. That's
situations.
like,
Yeah, we're gonna definitely team up. And y'all see from me, if y'all new to the show, go back and look at some of our other shows. But yeah, I do have other people that come on, other co-hosts that we just come together collectively, you know what I'm saying, as a
Yep,
family and tribe to get this information. That's
mm,
it. We all we got, you know what I'm saying?
yep,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like real talk, you know what I'm saying? And what the brother was saying earlier, just the simple things that because we are programmed incorrectly, we just got to get back to doing the simple things. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And just following this. It's a lot more easier than you think. Just because, just like you said earlier, again, we got to become brainwashed. We got to wash all that junk out of our mind and start back over. Like I was saying, and
Yeah, we gotta we
I'm gonna
gotta
say this earlier
operate on
about
common sense.
yeah, common sense. And that's what I was saying because like I'm literally and very soon I'm going to this sisters academy because and please tell them what your academy is.
Yeah,
After
it's
I say this,
Rising
yeah,
Phoenix Academy. You can come over on
yeah,
my page, Rising Phoenix 78. And
yeah.
yeah, so I do, obviously, I teach astrology. He's going to be taking my astrology course.
Mm-hmm.
I have Reiki students. Also, do readings. So I work with people with various readings and do spiritual work, life
Mm-hmm.
coaching. And I mean, I think the life coaching is important because we talked about the healing and doing the shadow work and just kind of
Yeah.
working through various different things. So, um, you know,
Yeah, I'm
I'm
saying,
glad you
that's
said that.
yeah,
I'm glad you said that. And the reason why is because of this too. We have to create our own therapy system.
hmm and
People
that's yeah,
need
that's
to
why I do
have
that. Yeah.
somebody to talk to
yeah,
about some things.
Yeah, and see, that's
Like,
exactly.
why I do that
I'm gonna
Yeah,
because
tell you, like, it was about a month ago. That
mhm.
shit hit me real hard.
Yeah, when you
yeah,
went through going through it.
Spiritual
Mhm,
attack.
yeah,
mhm,
yeah, 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 yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
almost lost my mind.
mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
And then it hit me like, how many men are going through this and they don't talk about it?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, the
And it's gonna be
mantra,
Exactly.
happening more
men
and
don't
more.
cry, this, that, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever,
Mm-hmm.
right?
It's
How
true.
many of you got friends or whatever where it's like, you know what, something really did happen to them once upon a
Yeah,
time. They don't want to talk
exactly.
about it,
Exactly.
you know?
It's heavy, man. That stuff's
Yeah,
heavy.
because see, what people don't understand, like I did get degree, like I'm a degree in social work and psychology, and that's what really started teaching me the spiritual side. Because that's when I learned. I'm over here thinking, oh, I'm gonna learn about working counseling, which yeah, they do teach you, but that's when I learned that psychology was sort of study of the psyche and soul, and I was like, wait
Mm-hmm.
a minute, like they really are getting this information so they could just put you on medicine, but they messing with your soul and psyche. So I
Yeah,
never worked
yeah,
for the system. I end up getting to me. I feel like the ancestors got me in the school so I could learn it, so I could help free my people. So I never worked in psychology for their system, but I learned about how their system worked. And then, obviously because I just worked in all types of different spirituality and I knew astrology. That's why I'm very big on astrology because, for instance, what Teddy talked about, what he
mm-hmm.
didn't realize is he is a Scorpio. Scorpio
Mm-hmm.
has various different eclipses. Eclipses energy is not just that one day. A lot of people think, oh, it's eclipse, or, oh, it's a full moon, like you're asking about full moon. Eclipse energy runs 6 months, right? So
Yep.
what he was going through was that dark night of the soul energy from that Scorpio eclipse, and he was feeling that precursor to that Pluto going into Aquarius. So if you don't know your natal chart and your goddamn placements, you don't know. Like somebody was saying, oh,
Yeah,
my eighth house is Pluto, and mine is this. Your eighth house is your spirituality. So if this is a 20-year transit or a 3-year transit, you're not just having bad luck, or if your relationship going crazy. I can look at people's chart and say, you're gonna go through a breakup, a divorce. Their relationship season is over. You can have some
yeah,
children. I saw somebody they was going to have a grandbaby before they knew it because I saw birth coming into their family.
yeah,
They knew.
yeah.
So that's why, from a
Mhm.
spirituality, counseling, working
Mm-hmm.
through your work, because your natal chart is literally your akashic record. It's
Yeah.
not just this
Yep.
lifetime, but it's all of your various
All the
lifetimes.
galaxy.
And
Yeah.
that's the true shadow work. People trying to just work on shadow work from,
Mm-hmm.
yes, okay, I may have was molested or was physically abused or I had drug or alcohol, but a lot of that shit is coming in because you was trying to work through last 6, 7, 8, 9 life paths that you didn't
Yeah.
clear. And so when we
Mm-hmm.
clear that, so that's when we're
Mm-hmm.
talking about your ori or your
Mm-hmm.
energy or cutting those cords. And once you break that, you can be fine. So that's what I do, and I work with people in real time. And it's not always easy because shadow work is not supposed to be easy, but
It's
it's
rough.
worth it. And I promise you, you grow because I'm here to give you the
It's
tools to
tough.
help you
Yeah, it's rough,
remember.
man.
Because I'm not here to be
It's rough.
your only teacher, your guide. I'm here to help you elevate because we need you to get to where you are because somebody else needs you. Like I'm here to get people where they are healed, and then they go pick somebody else and pull them up.
Right.
And then that
Exactly.
next person does. It's supposed to
And
keep going,
and
keep
and
going.
and that's the thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you
Mhm.
see how Phoenix is? We need a Phoenix.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's truth.
We need a brotherhood of players that, you know, we can have alive and everybody's in tears.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's
Exactly.
no sucker or
Yeah,
nothing
yeah,
like that.
no,
Keep
no
the
Jonah, no
egos
none.
out. But,
Mm-hmm.
you know, my wife left me. She was cheating on me. This, that, that,
Mhm.
that, that.
Mhm.
Let it out.
And it's
Mhm.
okay. Yeah. Like I have male,
Let it out.
obviously male and female
Cause
clients, and so I deal with them all the time. And oftentimes males are comfortable coming to a woman because they'll tell you why is Oshun, why is everybody calling Oshun? Because Oshun comforts you. Oshun sends you peace. Oshun makes you
Mhm.
feel better. You don't want to go to Ogun for it. You ain't trying to go to
Mhm.
Shango
Nah,
energy. You
not on
want
that.
give me Yah and the ocean. You want a mother
Yeah,
energy.
a
You want
mother.
a
Yeah.
divine feminine. That's
Mhm.
who you want is a woman. So that's why I say
Mhm.
if you're not connected to a divine feminine as a masculine in this season, you're not gonna move to the next level. Every
right.
divine masculine needs them a divine
It's that
feminine
balance. It's the
in
balance.
your
Yeah.
you have to. Yeah,
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
need it.
And
Period.
what I'm seeing personally, and you're a prime example, is in a lot of my people around me, and I just look up and I'm just seeing these healers, these teachers just reborn. The mystery schools are back. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They might not be in Big Timbos and Karnak and Wasat, but you have these brothers and sisters out here that are building their own temples, that are their own,
Yeah.
healing centers. You know what I'm saying? And you go to them, learn from, what I'm saying, learn from the Phoenix. You know what I'm saying? Learn
Yeah.
for these individuals all around you. And a lot of these people, you a lot of these people, you might just think you're homeboy and your homegirl, but nah, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
because
They
it's
they
crazy
got
because
it.
I'll have people who know me who like will go to somebody else and then they'll
Exactly.
try to come double back and then come to me because they'll go get Reiki from
Hmm.
someone and it was a little weekend class and you really ain't learned nothing. See, I'm coming to give you the secret signs. You only think it's 3, 4 symbols in Reiki, and I'm teaching you it's over hundreds of symbols. Because
Yeah,
see, I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
trying to keep no knowledge from you. I don't want to be just the head
Exactly.
honcho. I don't like to
Exactly.
only be the smartest person in the room. I want to give you all the information so you can be higher. Most of these
Hmm.
people are going to give you just enough or the very surface level because they just want to keep you dependent on them so you can keep
Yeah.
coming back and keep I
Hmm.
want to give you all the
Like
stuff
a
so
like
you're
a
supposed to go get somebody else
like
and
a
then help
junkie, like
raise
a
them up. See, that's what
No,
I
cause
do because that's what a
that's
real supposedly teacher is supposed to do. They're supposed to make
yeah.
you self-sufficient
Yeah, that's
so
what
then
that's
you
what
go
that's what
raise
Jesus
the
said.
next
That's what
person
Jesus
and then
said,
that
right?
next person
eh,
supposed to raise because see everybody not assigned to me. Hell, I can't
Yeah.
well,
do it all. You got
Jesus
to
when
was
it
get
like, I
other
want you
people
when
to
to
it
yeah,
came when it came
Jesus
to
was like, I
Janine,
want you to
Janine told
be
me
better
that.
than me.
Yeah,
yeah, and
Janine
that's
told
what
me
they're
that
supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
when I was talking to Janine. It was a while back, and we're having the IFA conversation. She's like, "You gotta understand that that this is not just like a religion or whatever. This is
Mhm.
a lifestyle.
It's a
Yeah,
way of
it's, yeah,
life.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Like
yeah,
you in it forever. This is a journey.
yeah,
Like you're supposed to grow and develop.
yeah. Keep
This life
evolving
and
and
the next,
elevating.
and they
Yep.
follow
And
you into every life because they
right
don't see
now,
you.
you
Mhm,
know, we're kind of like a heroin addict in rehab.
Yeah,
mhm,
exactly. Good
So
point. Yeah, I like
we're
that.
going through Babylon
mhm.
withdrawals.
Withdrawals. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
That's
because
That's
so
what's
people come
true.
going
into
on.
That's
spirituality
so
too
true.
looking for religion, and I'm like, I ain't your Jesus,
And
and I ain't your
Pluto, Pluto right now is on some shit like, yeah, you sure you don't want to take one last trip to the strip club, buddy? Mm? You sure you don't want to get that last bottle of Hennessy, buddy?
Yeah.
It's okay.
well, no, that actually is not
You
no,
could
that
just
ain't
hit the
Pluto. No,
sea
that's not
moss in the
Pluto.
morning.
Actually, that's Saturn. That's Saturn. Actually,
Just,
Saturn is
you
the
know,
one that is testing you.
but
Pluto is
these
tearing you
things,
down. Yeah.
we're
Pluto gonna leg
detoxing.
drop you, right? Elbow drop you, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
because
we're
no, because
detoxing.
Pluto not coming there to test you. Pluto saying, okay, this ain't here, this melon. I'm knocking all this shit down. Like, no,
Yeah.
no, no. And then I'm gonna give you something, I'm gonna build it back up. Now, what Saturn may try to do is say, okay, well, let me see. Okay, because what Saturn does is set you up for the okie doke. Let me see if you want to come bite so I can punish you. That's what Saturn does.
Yeah.
That's that turning in energy, baby. That's what that
Mm.
is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one that gets you caught up when he said, I jump with consequences, get you caught up in that
Mm-hmm.
contract and that fine print that don't nobody want to
Yep.
goddamn read in that contract when they
Yep.
decide to come on back.
That's why I
Um.
noticed with the tarot card readings, they're just like, yo, don't let your head get in your way. Keep your
Mm-hmm.
mouth shut. Don't
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
don't assume.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
get in
Just
your
go
Especially in
with it.
this
feelings.
season.
Hmm.
Don't
Mm-hmm.
get in your feelings. It's all
Mm-hmm.
in your head. Get out of your head.
Well, I'm gonna tell y'all beautiful people out there, all watching this. If y'all like that, please stay. We got plenty of this prior information. The good sisters has been on here on the Polka Dot Rabbit podcast. So if you haven't already, please like, follow, and share this. Go back and watch it. We got a ton of good information on this podcast. We got beautiful guests like this all the time. we're gonna be back. We're gonna keep, we're
Hmm.
gonna keep on, feeding the people. That's what we're here for. That's what
And
that's the
gratitude to you for this platform and for bringing just the various people
Yeah,
on.
gratitude.
Just
First
appreciate
time
you
here.
doing what
yeah.
you do.
I appreciate. Hey, I'm very happy that good sisters like you that could come on, and good brothers like you that come on, because I can learn as well. You know what I'm saying? I know my thing, but I just like he was saying, all the information I got just made me realize that I stopped being a heroin addict and I'm starting to become sober
Mm.
in this world. That's the reality. So now we got to start, now since we sober, we got to start cleaning up our act and, and really, tighten our stuff up. So
Yep.
if you haven't already, follow the Polka Dot Rabbit podcast. And if you haven't, go to polkadot.rabbitpodcast.com. Look at my book, Bicultural Living and Leaving the World of Illusions. You know what I'm saying? And the good sister, she gave her information out earlier. Please, what is your IG?
Rising Phoenix, so RAISING Phoenix 78.
And Teddy?
I'll type it in here real
Teddy,
quick.
Okay, yeah,
well,
yeah, yeah.
they can see it right here. They on here.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You could, yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
they can.
Yeah, she's putting it in. Okay, follow me. I
Mhm.
haven't already. Like I said, yeah, like somebody just said, we go down the deep down the rabbit hole, and then people, there's a reason why that rabbit is polka dot, and there's a reason why he's dressed the way he is, and there's all symbolism, like we talked about last night. But
Yep.
this is a prime example of us going down that polka dot rabbit hole, and we're gonna go much much deeper. So peace and love. We appreciate y'all so much, and
All right,
until
peace
next
to the
time,
gods and goddesses. Thanks for doing
yeah, we
that.
out of here. Peace and love.
All right.